I see an artist or a new artist, they come up to me, they're like, what do you think about this tattoo or this drawing? And they show me, let's say an owl. They show me an owl and I look at it, I'm like, this owl sucks. It looks like you drew this owl.
So like I did. And you're like, you should have traced it.
Did you draw this? Yeah, it looks like you spent like 8 hours drawing this terrible
And they're like,
owl.
I spent 12.
Yeah.
It has come to my attention that a lot of you come here, watch the content, and don't subscribe. And that fact has been proven by those around me with a number figure of 90%. What's going on? You come here every week, you watch, just hit subscribe. That's it. That's all we want. Don't be a dick. Just hit the button.
Thank you guys for joining us on today's episode of Unemployable Podcast. Today we have a very special guest, Young Carl.
That's right. That's right. How you guys doing?
Pretty good, dude. Did I pronounce that right?
Yeah, you did.
Hell
It was
yeah.
perfect.
I watched Snuff Ink Master.
There you go.
I got my credible sources.
It's been a little bit. Last couple episodes we did not have Cam.
Yeah,
What inspired your resurfacing?
the man.
Oh, fuck
Look
yeah.
at that, dude.
I thought you were going to say, Danny texted me.
Yeah, I mean, we've been having a few different, I guess you could say, like type of guests on. Not all of them have really been tattooers and stuff like that. A lot of guests you've had on have been in twos as well.
Yeah.
So I like to talk to the tatters.
Hell yeah. Dude. I'm excited to be here, man.
Me too.
Let's
Really
talk tats,
excited.
dude.
Let's
Hell
talk
yeah.
tats.
Let's do it. I'm excited.
Yeah.
So I know you're traveling a lot now. That's kind
Yes.
of the gig. You're just hitting, different parts of the country, right?
Yeah.
You and your wife?
Me and my wife, I want to say last year, the COVID hit and the housing market just went crazy, right? So the house we bought a house the year before, and our house just blew up in price. And we're like, hey, we're never gonna get this money for this house. Let's sell it right now. So
Yeah.
we sold it.
Where were you guys living?
We're in New Hampshire at the time.
Okay.
So we sold this house, and we're like, let's find another house with the money. We tried to find another house, and everything was just so crazy. It was impossible to get houses. Everybody was, cash offers.
Yeah.
It was nuts. And we couldn't find a good house, so I just told my wife, I was like, listen, let's just buy an RV. Let's just go in the RV. We've always wanted to do it.
Yeah.
So we bought an RV. We sold our house. We bought the RV, sold both of our cars, and then bought a big truck. And now we're just pulling that RV all over the country, dude. We've been doing it this whole year.
Yeah.
We've done 36 states already.
Damn.
Yeah.
Crazy. I love it.
That's all of
Love
them,
it.
right?
Yeah. All the ones I know.
Yeah.
How many stars?
Cam's
on
like,
that?
there's more than I thought.
No, it's been really fun, dude. And honestly, me and my wife were these type of people that are always watching like RV YouTube stuff.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
cool.
So we're always like, for 3 years, we're like, damn, this is something we really want to do.
Did you guys buy one that was like pimped out already?
That's what I was going to ask.
Yeah.
How did you decide
Yeah,
which one to buy?
because I know some of those videos are just people building them.
Yeah, well, we watched reviews for like 3 years, so we knew exactly the RV we wanted. We bought a really nice one. Pimped out. It was
Yeah.
awesome. It
Hit my
has-
ride.
Yeah,
I
pretty
watched
much.
those two.
It's so nice, dude. It's got like 2 TVs.
Oh,
it's
shit.
got a king bed in it. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
And so we knew exactly the one we wanted. So we went to an RV convention, and
They have conventions?
we got conventions.
That's
Where
cool.
you can like walk in them and check them
You
out.
can walk in, check them out.
Take
We
a
already
nap.
knew the one we wanted. So we just walked in. It took us like 30 minutes. Walked in there, saw the one we wanted.
That's
and
it, babe.
bought
There it is.
We
Yeah.
bought it right there and then. We got it with a good price because they do prices, like price cuts on these
Yeah.
RV conventions. So,
Well, yeah, they probably want to get rid of them there at the
I
convention,
mean,
right?
yeah, it was a brand new one. So we got it, and it's been great.
Nice.
It's been the best thing we've done.
So
It's awesome.
to me, that sounds a little like intimidating, right? Like it's a
Yeah.
big idea. Like, okay, we've done the research, so you can feel comfortable in that. I'm gonna go to the convention. That's it. That's the one we saw, on YouTube. It's just as cool in person. Now you get it. Did you already have the truck at the time?
I did.
Okay.
I got the truck first.
So you're like, now I got to trailer this.
Now I got the truck. I knew the truck could pull it. I got a huge truck. I got
Yeah.
the biggest truck we can get.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't a bigger truck. So, I mean, it's huge. It's the 30.
If this can't pull it,
It's like a 3500 dually.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm like 5'4".
Right.
I'm tiny, dude. I look so funny coming out of this truck. But it is so sick. It is awesome.
What was
And-
that first week like? Like you guys got it. I'm sure you were stoked. You're like,
Yeah.
holy shit,
Dude, it
we're
was
doing
great.
this.
It was great. So, I mean, we weren't nervous at all. We were just
Nice.
excited.
Yeah.
I don't think we were nervous one time. We were
Nice.
super excited. We don't have kids.
Yeah.
So that was another thing that we're like, we don't have kids. We just sold the house. We got money. We got all these places and friends that got tattoo shops. We can
Yeah.
go to all their shops and just visit. I pretty much just go like, what state do we want to go? Arizona? All right, cool. Who's in Arizona? Perfect. Let's go over there.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what we do,
We got a
And-
question from Michael.
Yeah.
It said, do you think traveling has helped your tattoo inspiration?
Oh, 100%. It's like the best thing I've ever done.
Hell yeah.
I've never seen so much improvement in my art before. And in fact, the other day somebody asked me, they were like, "Hey, what do you think I should do to really like improve and get in get in like the like learn from other artists and stuff like that and improve my art, get more clients?" And I was like, "You got to travel."
Get an
Got
RV.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, maybe not the RV, maybe that's a stretch, but you can go to conventions. That's
Yeah.
helped me so much. in
Or
the
regular
past.
guest spots.
Regular guest spots. I always tell people, go to do a guest spot at your favorite artist's shop.
Yeah.
Whoever it is. If you're, good enough, they're most likely going to be like, yeah, cool. Come over here. Work over here.
Dude, like getting somewhere, it breaking your routine. I mean, typically it's all the same. Like you get somewhere, you meet everyone.
Yeah.
You kind of want to see what's going on. Like what art are they doing? What styles do they like? Their equipment, their setup, even their routine. Like, oh, they start earlier, they end later, whatever it is. You're on your game because you're like, yo, I want to like show them that I'm part of. I want to do well in front of these people. It's kind of like a re-tighten up.
Exactly.
And then they're like watching, you're asking questions, new people, new inspiration. It's just, how could it not like create better artwork?
It's great, man. And I mean, everybody's so nice when I
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
Like most tattoo artists nowadays, it wasn't like that when I started tattooing. It was this whole, like gangster flow, where like, I don't know. it's
Who's
almost
thi-
like a
who's this
gang.
guy coming
It's
in?
almost
Yeah.
like a gang.
Super
You're in-
clicky.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're in this gang or you're in this gang. It's not like that anymore. And I lease the shops that I've been going, and it's been great, Traveling has helped me out so much in my art, especially working with the guys that I've been working. Like I'm tattooing at my favorite tattoo artist shops.
Yeah.
They're literally my favorite tattoo artists. And I'm
Right.
like hanging out with them. I'm going to dinner with them.
Yeah.
It's surreal. It's crazy. I was just with Nico Hurtado the other day.
Yeah.
Hanging out with him for a month.
Right.
It's
right.
crazy. I learned
Yeah.
so much.
Was that before Texas?
That was before Texas.
Cool.
Then I was with Deanna and Ryan Ashley too. Actually, that's a big change that happened to the way we tattoo, or the way I tattoo. When I went to visit Ryan Ashley, I noticed that in that shop, everybody does back-to-back sessions.
Right.
That's a thing over there. Everybody does back-to-back sessions, 2-3 days, almost every fucking day. You know? It's crazy. And I wasn't doing that. So that inspired me to do back-to-back sessions.
Yeah.
And that's changed the game for me because now I do back-to-backs. Now I can finish a big tattoo in a session, get a good finished picture. And also, I mean, which is basically the biggest deal is now I don't have to worry about getting 4 clients in a week,
Right. Just two.
which is so hard. know, I got to get 4 clients, different clients. Everybody wants something different. Now I got 2 clients a week,
Yeah.
you know, and I just got to worry about 2 different drawings, basically.
Yeah.
It's totally doable. I get more time. I feel like I get paid more. I got more time to draw and do a better tattoo. I get better pictures. Everything's better, you know. Client feels better because he got a finished tattoo. It's all this I've learned just from traveling. You know?
Yeah.
I wouldn't have been doing this stuff, you know.
Yeah, I mean, you bring up a great point. Like, you can see what other people are doing and then bring it onto your own, ability, your own schedule, technique, whatever it is. I mean, I think in the beginning for me, it was maybe as simple as like looking at other people's equipment, like, oh, maybe I should try those needles, or I should try, this, and then it, artwork, like you said, routine, how I schedule. So are you only doing back-to-backs right now?
Right now, I'm doing back-to-backs pretty much. I mean, I
Yeah.
still do day sessions, but most of my clients want the back-to-backs.
Yeah.
You know, and I prioritize those clients.
Sure.
If you tell me you want a back-to-back tattoo, I'm more inclined to book you first than
Yeah.
somebody that wants a smaller tattoo.
Sure.
It's just how it works. So, yeah, it's been great. It's been great. It's mostly back-to-backs, and it's changed everything for me.
Yeah.
Everything. Like I'm more into how I do a back-to-back tattoo. It's another game in itself.
Yeah.
You know, you got to learn how to do the outline first, or how you're gonna pace it out into
Right,
2 days,
right.
which is tricky, especially for neo-traditional. I think.
Sure. Yeah.
You know, it's not like you're tattooing like a printer,
Right.
where you can just stop right there. Maybe even if you need to put a new stencil, you just put it there. It's kind of tough when you're doing these huge tattoos that I'm putting a stencil back on there. It's kind of tough.
Yeah.
So I've been just dealing with that a lot, and it's been awesome, dude.
So will you typically line the whole thing out?
You know, I started out doing that. I started out outlining everything and then doing all the blacks, and then the next day I would do the color.
Right.
But every once in a while, you get these clients that, I did the outline too hard on them,
Yeah.
and just a little bit too much black, and I can already see the next day it's already healing,
Yeah.
and then you can tell that it's a little bit too rough. So now I've been kind of going along halfway, finishing that whole piece, and then coming back and doing
Okay,
another
cool.
piece the next day.
Yeah. And that would be like a re-stencil?
No, I kind of just keep the stencil on there.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
keep the stencil. I make it work to where, the stencil stays.
How do you do that?
I pray.
Yeah.
Tell your client they're not allowed to shower.
Toe showered.
Dude, I just went through that
This is
when we
terrible.
were doing this piece, because it was like the back piece, and I was like, bro, it took us so long to stencil it. First off, I was like, I'm not fucking re-stenciling this.
Yeah.
So I just sent Logan to PetSmart and got a huge pee pad.
Yeah, pee pad.
and just put it on his back.
That's kind of what I do.
Yeah.
I just put that stuff on, but on the back it's tougher because,
Yeah.
you can't really wrap it. But when it's in the arm,
Yeah.
I put the pad on and then I put plastic over it. And I
Yeah.
tell them, take a shower, don't take it off.
Right.
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 And then just come right over here.
Yeah.
So when they get here, I mean, it's usually light, but I can still see it.
Yeah, yeah. We
So
like got it. It was thicker. It like spread a little bit.
yeah,
It was good enough to work with. It wasn't like, oh, this is the most crisp stencil I've ever had,
Exactly.
but like I can work
Yeah.
with this. And then we just like bloodlined in. Like it was totally fine. I'm a little bit prima donna with my stencils.
Yeah. I
But yeah, I'm
feel
always
you.
curious how, because like you said, I work like a printer, so usually I just re-stencil the next day. It's fine.
Yeah.
But there's sometimes you can't do that.
Yeah, you can't. Sometimes you can't do that. So I mean, I've been working that way. It's been going well, man. Honestly, it depends. Sometimes I'm like, this stencil is not gonna stick. It's gonna be horrible. I'm outlining the whole thing.
Yeah.
And sometimes I can see that it's a little rough in some spots.
Right.
The next day when I finish,
Yeah.
after like 24 hours of tattoo,
Yeah.
it's like, yeah, I can see that where maybe there's a little rough spot, but honestly, I work really softly on people. So
Yeah.
even if they do got something, it's usually a thing I just retouch, It's almost like I want you to leave with a finished piece.
Sure.
And then if I have to retouch here and there, then it's not a big deal for me, you know?
Yeah.
I'd rather you be able to rock it, you know?
Yeah.
Just when you get out of there.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll pack something, but it's not as solid. You know, I'll be like, you know what, that's pretty much it. You won't notice that until
Looks good in the pictures.
healed, and then I'll just retouch it. You know, this is kind of like I've been doing it. I feel like you get a better tattoo even if I get to retouch something. you know?
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's been working out.
Cool.
It's been working out. I love that pace of tattooing. Right now I'm 2 days off, 2 days tattooing.
Nice.
2 days off, 2 days tattooing, and that's my schedule.
Cool.
You know, and it's been awesome.
Yeah, yeah.
It's been great.
What are you typically doing on your days off?
So on days off, we've been, you know, hanging out.
Yeah.
I mean, me and
Depends
my
where you
wife,
are.
depends where
Yeah.
I am. Here in Florida, it's been so hot.
It's gross right now,
It's
man.
so crazy.
It's an
We've
armpit.
been, we've been inside mostly
Yeah.
the whole time.
We don't blame you.
Yeah, honestly, I got into painting miniatures.
Oh, yeah, you were saying that.
God damn, it's the nerdiest thing I've ever done.
Okay.
But it's so fun.
How
dude.
did that start?
I started watching these videos on YouTube
Yeah.
of these guys. They paint little miniatures,
Yeah.
and I would go.
Oh, are
to
you talking like
sleep.
the little miniature
like little
figurine? Yeah, the
Warhammers.
Warhammer things.
Yeah, and
dude, they're cool.
They're so fucking
They are
fun.
cool.
And then I started watching these videos, and I would go to sleep every night watching these videos, and it would just put me to sleep.
Wait, pull it up. Show me what
Yeah,
this
it's
Dude,
just
it's
like
cool.
people painting these little miniatures, and they're like little tiny.
You'd be amazed the detail they
tiny,
get in
I'm
these
talking
things.
about.
is. Is it a canvas?
No,
No.
it's a
Oh.
3D.
3D little
They have
statue.
little, yeah, they have
Okay.
everything.
Yeah, it's crazy. You build them,
Cars Castle.
you
Yeah.
glue them together, and then you got to prime them and paint them.
Yeah.
And
Adult
dude,
Legos.
how tiny these things are.
it's crazy. I've been fucking around with that.
shit.
these are like, but look how actually small they are, though.
They're like this tiny. I wish I would have brought you one.
Yeah.
That's not that
It's a
tiny.
great idea, actually.
Nuts. And they do like finishes on them. They're tiny.
They're really small.
And the
Yeah.
detail they go on these
Oh,
things
she
are
said.
That looks
crazy.
like really fucking like relaxing.
It's
does.
so fun, dude. And you know, I watch these videos every night because they would put me to sleep.
Yeah.
Because these guys are painting, they're quiet, and
Look how tiny.
just fall right
Yeah.
asleep.
Do you have that one big magnifying glass at your
I
eyes? like-
do. I got these glasses. I got these glasses that are like magnifying glasses. Dude. It's so nerdy, dude.
You should
It's
try driving with
terrible.
those.
I can't look at myself in the mirror when I'm doing it. I'm like, oh, I hate that guy.
Your mustache makes you look like an inventor.
It's bad. Nothing
You think he's like
helps.
tinkering with shit? You come in, he's just like actually painting little figurines.
yeah,
Like Geppetto.
That's exactly how I feel. Like building Pinocchio over here. Oh man, yeah, I've been painting those. It's been awesome.
How many of
man.
them do you have?
I've painted like 2.
They seem like they take.
I wasn't
like,
sure you had a
oh,
fucking army.
Yeah, it takes forever, dude. And I don't have that much time, so you know I do it like once or twice a week. But yeah, I've been doing that, and now I don't want to go outside for anything.
Yeah.
Leave me alone, I'm tinkering.
Yeah, I'm like drawing little things. Yeah, it's
Have you done
crazy.
that, Cam?
No, but I would be lying if I said I didn't fall asleep to one of those videos as
Yeah,
well.
there you go.
That
Yeah, you
looks
see.
fun.
I've watched a few of them.
It's
They're
a lot
cool.
of fun.
There's a place like over here that does it. Next to Tate's.
Yeah.
You know the little nerd store next to Tate's? They do that there.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
they actually play the game.
yeah,
there.
because what you're supposed
it's
to
a
do
game?
is play a board
Yeah.
game.
Yeah.
With it. I
Oh.
don't even know how to play the game.
No, me neither. I just
it
like the
seems like a
figurines,
really
dude.
tough game to play. But yeah, it's like a board. It's like a fighting board game. So you know, my army against your army. Then you put them in a fight
got it.
somehow.
Yeah.
Because what are they, 3D print those?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah, or
3D print
injection
it.
mold them.
It'd be
I
fun
think
to
most
just
people.
3D print them.
I think that's what like the
cut.
customizer people are doing.
Yeah, you
Like,
can
they're
do
3D
that too.
printing.
Huh.
It's really fun, and honestly, I've been learning so much about art because I'm not one of those guys that paint it a lot. You know,
Like
I
some
would-
color theory stuff.
Yeah,
and-
color theory and just learning how to paint with acrylics. I always
Yeah.
sucked at that. Like
Okay.
all my friends, like Kelly Doty and like
Yeah.
Timmy B and all these guys, they would do these paintings with with acrylics, and it would look like an oil painting.
Yeah.
And I was always just like, I just never was good at it, you know?
Yeah.
So now I've been getting really good with learning how to paint with it and how actually acrylics work.
Yeah.
And since they're so small, you gotta do a lot of contrast on these little things.
Yeah.
So that's been helping me out a lot in my tattoos.
cool.
So it's very simple contrast in these little paintings, and I've been doing the same kind of techniques to my tattoos.
Very cool.
Are you
So
getting
it's-
fancy with like the glosses and like the blemishes in them
No,
too?
not
yet?
much. I kind of like to do it all, even if it's a metallic surface. I paint it with grays.
Yeah.
You know, so I make it it's called non-metallic. So you're making a metallic look, but just by fading it. You know, it's almost the same thing as a tattoo.
Cool.
So I've been doing a lot of that, and it's been awesome.
And did some of these like hobbies and shit start like with the traveling?
I mean,
Or you've always kinda
no.
picked up
I
little-
just always liked art and stuff like that. Little hobbies. I like. I used to, as a kid, I liked building, like little models.
Yeah.
Remember those models,
Yeah.
car models and
Love
stuff
those.
like that. I used to love that. And when I was, maybe 2-3 years ago, I was like just started watching those videos because I can't really paint that. It takes
Right,
too
right,
long.
right,
and I don't have time for it. It's almost like I lived through other people doing it.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
even video games. I don't have a video game console. I love video games.
Right.
It's like crack to me, dude.
Sure.
Like I cannot get. That's why I'm like I can't buy that stuff.
Yeah.
It's like I can't get into crack at 38 years old. You know, like I'm not fucking doing that. Are
I
you
just
kidding me?
unplugged mine because if it's plugged in, I'll play
I
it.
can't. Yeah, I can't play it. So if
I did.
a new video game comes out that I'm like, oh, I really want to play that video game, I'll just watch somebody else play it.
Watch a playthrough.
Yeah, I'll watch the
walkthrough.
playthrough, and I'll be like, all right, cool. You know, I feel like I played the game. So that's about it. Because, I mean, I got addictive personality when it
Yeah.
comes to that stuff. It'll literally ruin my life. I'm worried about Grand Theft Auto coming out because that's like my
bad.
game.
You can watch me play.
That's the
I'll be
one.
plugging my
I'm
PS5
like, oh
back
my
in.
God, what am I gonna do? Like, but I can't get into that stuff. I feel like I'm wasting my time.
I get that.
I don't know if it's true or not, but that's how I feel. So
I love watching people play horror games. That's my favorite.
I love that stuff too.
Yeah. When I was a
love
kid, my
that.
dad would play all the horror games. I'll just like sit and watch.
Yeah, I can't play them.
No, I get scared.
can
I
watch
get
people
anxiety.
play 'em. Yeah, it's like Resident Evil's games, man.
The last one I played was the Aliens one,
Oh.
where you have to run from the xenomorph. You can't even fight. I'm like, fuck this game.
Damn.
You gotta hide in different like air
I
ducts
saw
and
that.
shit.
It was hilarious. Yeah, yeah. That looks.
It's hilarious watching people
yeah, it's
when you're in
hilarious
there.
watching people do it. Yeah, I would not do that. Yeah, no, I would just.
Had a panic attack.
But you can pause it, bro. It's okay.
Bro, you can also see where he is on the map, and he starts running towards you. I'm like,
Dude,
"Ah!"
it's terrifying. Yeah, a lot of these things that. I mean, I wish I had more time with it and just take or take advantage of it because I can see how there's certain games out there that you can like look at the art and it'll kind of inspire you to do better art that way.
Yeah.
I'm not like that.
Honey, this is for the artistry.
Yeah.
Leave me alone.
I'll be like up till 6 a.m. Then I won't want to go to work the next day.
It happens.
Yeah.
Right, Cam?
Yeah, it gets the best of us.
So
Are-
having
Sorry.
go ahead.
No, you can go ahead.
So having been to so many different states and all over the country, I mean, give me some of your experience with tattooing in the different states.
So it's been really cool. I mean, I think it's not much difference. I guess we were talking about it earlier when we were here that I've noticed that certain states I do better, or
Yeah.
at least my art does better. You know, like neo-traditional does better in this states, and more realism does better in these other states.
Yeah.
So I've noticed that over all the states I've gone to.
So you said New Hampshire's been pretty good to you.
New Hampshire's been, when we moved from Puerto Rico. So, I mean, going back, the reason I moved to New Hampshire was because we were in Puerto Rico at the time, grew up there. That's where I met my wife. We were
Yeah.
both together there. And then the Hurricane Maria hit Puerto Rico. And we were already at the time planning to move to the States. We're like, oh, I want to move to the States. I want to get out of here. Let's figure it out. And then Maria hit, and it was terrible. It destroyed the island. So
Made your decision up
yeah,
for you, pretty
as
much.
soon as we saw that, we were like, all right, we got to get out of here. And, making a long story short, we headed out to Boston to a friend of ours. We stayed at their house for like a month. And then we stayed there for a month. And my
What
wife.
year was this? Like, we're in time point.
What? This is a good question to ask my wife.
Get the calendar.
8?
8 years
Yeah,
ago?
like 8 years ago. Yeah. So we go to New Hampshire. We go to Boston. We stay there for a month, and I'm looking for a house in Massachusetts. But my wife found this nice house in New Hampshire, and she was like, "Hey, are you willing to like drive for an hour?" I was like, I mean, the house got to be really nice.
Yeah.
It's a plantation.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not fucking with that. And she found a really beautiful house. When I saw it, I was like, wow, I can't afford this in Mass. Especially 8 years ago, I was doing okay, but not doing as well as I'm doing now. So it was tough for us to find a good home. Found a good spot in New Hampshire, and then we just moved over there and started working over there. And then the more we worked over there, the more we liked it. So New Hampshire is like, I mean, I feel like it's home to me right now. I love Puerto Rico, and I love that I grew up in Puerto Rico. Living there was great. But now, I mean, when I go to Puerto Rico, it just doesn't feel like what New Hampshire feels like.
Yeah.
It feels great when I'm there. I love it. I love cutting wood
Yeah.
and like getting ready for winter.
Yeah.
Like I just didn't have none of that stuff when I was in Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
So just the snow, nice people are so nice. They're oddly nice. They're so weirdly nice. It's crazy.
You do it with your shirt off?
Well, the what?
The axe with the wood?
I can. I actually have done it. Yes, I have done. I don't look as good as that guy that does it.
I'm no Captain America.
Yeah. Yeah, it was funny. My wife the other day was like, I got to tell you this. I feel self-conscious about it. And, I just got to show it to you. I'm sure it's not going to be a big deal, but I got to tell you. I was like, what the fuck? Like,
What did I do?
She's like, I've been following this guy, and I can't stop looking at his page. It's like I see him all the time. I feel bad not telling you about it. I'm like, oh, fuck, let me see this guy, dude. And she shows me this fucking guy. This guy's got, like, no shirt on. He's fucking beautiful, dude.
Oh, is that the dude that reviews all the different axes and stuff?
I don't know
Chops
what
wood.
Kim knows.
Yo, I've seen those. Yo, he just be.
Bro,
What's his
this guy
OnlyFans?
Cuts wood
One
one
swing.
shot, bro. It's like blam, bro. And he's amazing at that stuff. I was like, listen.
So now we both follow him, though.
We both follow for sure. I mean, it's crazy, dude. I love all that stuff. But yeah, she followed that guy. I got no problem with it. I'll tell you that.
Now you get a pass to follow someone.
you definitely got to pass and follow
He
that
saw the
guy.
video. He's like, I get it.
I
How
totally-
fucking dare? Oh, damn.
Hit
Nah, this
subscribe.
guy's
Loki.
beautiful. I get it. I get it.
Yeah.
I've been fucking around with that stuff. I like the cold weather, man.
Yeah.
Same.
I thought it was not good because all my friends are like, I hate cold weather, I hate it. So I was like, I probably just like it because I come from Puerto Rico, and it's probably like I get tired of it 3 years from now or something. It's been like 8 years.
Yeah.
And I love it. I get prepared for it.
If you're prepared for it, it's fine.
I got like the nicest snowblower you can get. It's got hand warmers. It's lights, everything. I do my driveway, the neighbors, and the other neighbors.
You're just having
driveway
fun.
for free. Yeah, they literally come out and they're always like, "What are you doing?" I'm like,
You're welcome. Sorry.
just playing around with my snow. I love it.
But does the snow really bad there? Like
It's not
or is it just
actually that bad. I think it snows worse like other places, like Chicago, Colorado.
Yeah.
It snows really bad over there. In New Hampshire, even though we're really in the north, really high up, it doesn't snow as much as you would think. Maybe once every week, or once every week.
That's
and
a
half.
lot.
It's like a little bit. It's not
Yeah.
much. It kind of melts by the time the next snow comes.
Nice.
So it's not like you got dirty snow. It's accumulating. You know?
Yeah.
It's always nice. It's always beautiful. So plus people drive really nice.
You were saying that.
It's
We have no idea what that's
amazing.
like.
Me neither. And,
Yeah.
and, you know, coming from Puerto Rico where we're all driving, you know, and not to ditch Puerto Rico, it's great. It's just the way we drive over
Yeah.
there. We drive fast. We drive, you know,
Yeah.
tight. We don't put signal lights. This is the way we do
Right.
things.
This is the way.
Yeah, and you know, when I moved to New Hampshire, I remember being in a light, and the light turned green, and I honked the horn because the guy in front of me wasn't moving. So I
Yeah.
was just like, bam, bam, honking the horn, and everybody around me looked at me, and I was just like, what? You know, everybody's looking at me like, what is wrong with you?
Yeah.
And I was just like, dude, the light turned red again. So I just stood there. Then it turned green, and then the guy goes. But that's how it goes over there. You don't honk the first time. You honk the second time.
Okay.
The second green light, that's when you honk.
Yeah.
you
Everyone
know?
gets one chance.
Yeah, and it's a little honk. It's like a big.
Yeah, you gotta do the little beep beep. If you do a long one,
Yeah.
you're a piece of shit.
Oh, you're a piece of shit
Gotta,
over
gotta
there.
give him a little
dude.
love tap. You know?
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, and also we never ridden motorcycles before in our life. Never in Puerto Rico. That's like
Yeah.
a death sentence over there. So we got to New Hampshire and I got a motorcycle and I started riding motorcycles. I got a big Harley.
Yeah.
My wife got a Harley.
Nice.
We both like took classes on how to drive.
Yeah.
And people drive so good over there, and they literally pull over and wave you down. They're like, "Come on down."
Whoa,
They're
yeah.
like waving people. It's crazy. It's like a Disneyland.
We're in a gang now.
Sounds great.
It's great, man.
My wife's making vests.
Yeah, I mean, we love it.
Cool.
We really do love New Hampshire. It's and especially now we've traveled all over, seen all the different states that we thought we were gonna love, and
What
That
was
was it.
the first place you went to when you got the RV?
first place we went to was Chicago, if I'm not mistaken.
What do you think of Chicago? Or had you been there before?
Yeah, we already been there before.
Yeah, love it.
Great.
Yeah.
Well, we were working ourselves, almost doing like a big circle.
Okay.
You know,
Yeah,
kind of
makes
like a
sense.
U-turn kind of thing. So we went through Chicago first. Chicago's always good to us. It's I think after traveling to all these different states, I think they got the best food. Like
Chicago.
The food game over there, it's at another level.
Mm.
You know, I've never seen anything like that. They're really picky with their foods. Like if a restaurant's not good, it's closing in a week.
Right.
Like,
They're
it's
shutting
not,
it down.
Yeah, it's not gonna happen.
Yeah,
So everything's
Get the
good.
fuck out.
Yeah,
That garbage.
Food is
All
Yeah.
I think is the wiener waffle I ate.
What's that?
The wiener waffle.
The wiener waffle.
It was this.
Interesting.
Yeah, it was a gay pastry place. Delicious.
Oh, I bet.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
And he's like, they had to drag me out.
Yeah, me and Adrian, and then when like they call you up so they can put like the drizzle on there,
Oh,
they make this
shit.
whole big scene. They start saying like very sexualized stuff.
They
I'm
make,
like,
they make
this
the
is
drizzle
great.
They make
What's
it
it called?
sensual, dog.
Yeah, yeah.
gay
They're like
waffle is called or
Willie's waffle,
Oh,
and they're
Willie.
like shaped like penises and
Oh,
vaginas. But who wants a vagina, dog? Your boy went for the penis.
yeah.
And then I was there with Adrian, so Adrian was having the time of his
He's
life.
like, I'll have two.
oh, bro.
Can I get the DP special, please? Yeah, they're just like, Big Daddy, look at this. Like, this is awesome.
It's so hard right
Adrian's like, I'm not your dad.
I'm ready to be a father.
He just puts the waffle in his pants. It's like, bro, you're supposed to eat it.
That's why we were late to Pony's shoot.
Oh, yeah.
Adrian's
we
diddling with the
got
waffles,
stuck
bro.
there. Yeah, bro, it was great. And we were the only two
Now I
people
know
in
what
there.
he means by the memories.
Yeah, that's why he wants to move there.
I gotta go then.
Definitely
Man,
do.
never been.
Where'd you go after Chicago?
So we
Well,
did-
Who do you chill with when you're in Chicago?
We do Pony Shop.
Cool.
And
Yes.
Gary, Gary and Pony, they got a shop over there, and that's where I always go. And I'm gonna keep going that place. You know, I'm kind of one of those guys that like once I go to a shop and I like that shop and we're cool, that's my
You're like,
shop.
all right, this is Chicago.
Yeah.
This is Chicago.
Yeah,
the
Exactly.
street.
Yeah.
This is it. That's me.
I mean, If I went to Chicago, I'd go to Pony
Pony.
Shop.
Oh, it's great. It's great. The guys are great. Everything's awesome about it. They got a great spot. Yeah, and it's a good spot to make money. Everybody's making money in Chicago. I can see it. Everybody's hustling. Everybody's doing this, doing that. They're getting good tattoos, and they're not skimping out.
Right.
So I like that place. And then we hit after that. I think we did. Where did we go after that? Arizona, Colorado. 2 months in Colorado.
Nice.
Yeah, we
Had
did.
you been before?
I'd never been to. I had quickly, young when I was younger, but my wife had never been.
Nice.
So went over there and it was great. Colorado. We did Ryan Ashley's shop.
Yeah.
So that's where I learned the back-to-back
Back-to-back.
tattoos,
Yeah.
and that changed everything for the rest of the trip.
So this was early on in traveling.
Early on in traveling. So as soon as I learned that trick,
So you already unlocked a new ability.
yes, and
Right.
I'm constantly just stealing little ideas
Yeah,
from
yeah.
people. I'm a pirate. I look at something, I like it. I'm using that. That's
Yeah.
how I do it. I got no shame. So I saw them do that, and that changed everything for us.
So like if you're going from Chicago to Colorado, are you booking Colorado in Chicago? How does that work?
We book Chicago. We book like 2 months in advance.
Okay.
So 2-3 months in advance, we're booking these places. So by the time we are done with Chicago, Colorado's already booked.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
we already got it down. And then we'll stay on the way to Chicago. We drive like 4 hours a day.
What do you guys switch?
No, I mean sometimes
Yeah.
I like driving.
Cool.
I like driving. I can drive for 6 hours, no problem.
Nice.
So drive that trailer. We'll stop along the way, 3-4 hours.
Yeah.
That's our trip. We'll stop for the
Like,
night
where's
on
the
RV
next
place.
Buc-ee's?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. I mean, we stay in nice RV parks.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it's expensive. The way
Is
way we do it.
Yeah, tell me about that.
It's
I know nothing.
expensive.
Okay,
Yeah, it's
all right.
not cheap. Because a lot of people, like even my dad the other day was like, "Oh, but you're not spending that much money, right? Like you're saving a lot of money." I'm like, "No, this is super expensive. Like
Right.
I gotta pay RV, I gotta pay the parks. The parks are like $100 a night. A lot of them.
Just for the little lot to park. in.
Yeah, a lot. Some more. So it depends
It's
on
like a
how good-
hotel room.
Yeah, it's like a hotel
Yeah.
room. So it's expensive. But man, I mean, we stay in these beautiful places.
So it's just like nice.
crazy.
When you say beautiful, like nice landscape,
Yeah.
easy to set up.
Nice landscape. You got a big yard where I can set up all my stuff. I got a fence for the dog. I go
Oh, wow.
all out. So
Yes.
we set up everything outside. It's beautiful. We got like these tents and stuff we put
Yeah.
out there. It's sick. We got everything we need. We got a fireplace. So-
I got to see some pictures later.
Oh, it's
Yeah, I
great.
gotta see
You're
this.
starting to sell me on it.
Dude, I literally I wake up in the morning. It's not here because it's so hot, but when it's a little bit colder, I wake up in the morning, turn on my fireplace, and I just draw outside my tattoo for the
Yeah.
day. It's like 6 in the morning. There's nobody there.
Right.
It's beautiful. It's great, dude. We get to see a lot of animals. Going to these
Yeah,
places.
yeah.
So. I mean, I love it. Going back to it, I think traveling is it's one of the most important things we've done.
Yeah.
Have you had
Especially, yeah.
any scary situations with people or animals or locations?
That's a good question. I wish I could remember if we did have something.
Your wife says.
Oh yeah. You know what? I do remember one.
I tried to block it out.
Yeah. Well, we went to this RV
Oregon.
park, and they didn't have nice spots. So what I've noticed is that a lot of these RV parks will tell you, like, we're staying a month. So they'll want to be like, hey, if you're staying a month, we can make you a month price, but you gotta apply, and we gotta do a background check on you guys, do all this stuff, and then you apply, and you get a month for like a discount. But they'll put you in the back of the RV where all the crazies are.
Okay.
Where the regulars
So,
are.
Yeah. They'll put you in the back. The front is mostly for all the tourists, and then the back is the crazy shit.
carnies.
That's where all the fucking weirdos are. So they put us in the back. We didn't know at the time. We get there, and dude, this place is horrible. bad.
Like you can see that it's
Yeah,
visibly.
it looks like
Right.
like they're like selling drugs in this any corner here.
Yeah.
It looked bad, dude. And then so we get to our RV site, and my wife is just devastated. She's like almost about to cry. She's like, I
That
want to
bad, huh?
stay here. I'm like, dude, we got nothing else. This is the spot. Let's just
Yeah.
stay here. You know, we'll figure it out. I parked the RV, and we get out, and there's just hair all over the place. I guess
Hair?
Yeah, somebody like shaved his hair, and there's just hair all over this fucking place.
Right.
The
How did it
grass-
smell?
It smelled like shit. It smelled like exactly what you would think this place smelled like.
There's a werewolf somewhere.
It was so bad, dude. And so, eventually we had to get out of there. We found a spot that same night.
So how
it
many
wasn't
nights did
as
you guys
bad.
stay there?
We actually ended up staying in the nice spot in the front part of the RV and just paid the regular price. And we stayed there for like a month. And it
So
wasn't
you
bad.
didn't even make it one night in the back.
No, we couldn't make it. Couldn't
Whoa,
make
so
it.
it's that drastic. How big are these parks? Like the back, is it like a mile in, or is it like a couple
No,
hundred feet?
It's like right. I would say it's like a football park. I don't know, maybe bigger than a football. No, it's probably like 2 football parks.
Yeah.
The initial one, that's the nice one.
Yeah.
And then you got like a four park
Damn,
football
that's the
park
bad
field in the
neighborhood,
back.
dog.
It's a
Yeah.
bad neighborhood. It gets bad back there. So
Did you tell
You
him
guys
like,
ever,
did you
like-
guys go back there, man?
Oh,
Did you see
yeah.
that shit?
yeah, it was something.
They like
else.
pull into the bad one, and they're like, "Oh, they're gentrifying." the place." Do you ever like you're in the nice part, and you're like, "You want to get wild tonight?" And you guys go to the bad part.
You want to see some crazy shit?
Dude, I don't know, man. It gets crazy. I mean, honestly, besides that, it's been great.
Yeah.
Most of these places are taken care of. People are so nice in the RV parks, and
Yeah.
everybody's in the same boat. Everybody's so chill. It's been. I mean, I really that experience even wasn't that bad. Oregon was kind of sketchy. There's a lot of homeless stuff going on over
Yeah.
there, and that's kind of weird. I don't want to stay close to craziness.
Right.
And we got a nice truck. We got our bicycles, like e-bikes and stuff. So we try not to stay in any crazy spots.
Sure.
So Oregon was kind of intense.
Aren't all drugs legal there?
I think so. I think they don't fuck around with you that much.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you what. When I was in Oregon, I was in Bob's shop, Bob Jones, and Angel Rose also works there. So we're in that shop, and it was great.
Cool.
Great shop. The guys over there got it down. It's beautiful. So yeah, that's a good spot to go. But it's still in the city, and it's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
So it's kind of nuts. Hopefully it changes around a little bit. But
Were there any shops you went to that were completely different from your typical routine, or that you were like, oh, wow, they do things very different here?
yeah, I think there's a couple shops like that. But definitely Eden Studios in Texas was one of the shops that when I saw it, I was like, I've never seen a tattoo shop run like this.
Yeah.
The way they run their shop, it's amazing. Because, first of all, I get there, they got everything for you. Everything you need, they have it. The only things they don't have is inks and machines, but even that they have. If
Yeah.
you need it, they got plenty of that. So they got everything. They set you up with everything. And one of the nicest things is you got a person there, they're like a media person there. So they're taking videos and pictures of you all day while you're tattooing. And then when you're done with the tattoo, you can send your client to the photo room,
Right.
and they got a photographer in there,
Right.
and they take pictures of your tattoos, and they come out beautiful. These guys are professionals. They come out so good. And that was a game changer. I am one of those guys that finishes their tattoo, and 5 out of 10 times I'm like, fuck this picture. I don't I'll just go like, bam, and I'll be like, I'm out of here.
Yeah.
And then the picture sucks, and I don't
Yeah.
post it. It happens to me all the time. So having that was a real game changer. Just the way they run things. They do a lot of seminars.
Yeah.
We were just doing a seminar not too long ago.
Yeah.
So they do that stuff, which is different. I think it's kind of new. I mean, I know it's been they've been doing it forever, but now it's
definitely a new approach.
it's getting packed with people. It's not as taboo as it used to be, and yeah.
Well, let's talk about that. So, yeah, we did the seminar together, you and I, for Eden. You were the first to present.
I know.
Right?
Is that your
So
first time?
It was not my first one, but I've never had like 160 people there. It's always been like a max of 60 people. So it's more, I don't know. It's always nerve-wracking for me, but in the past, the times I've done it, I feel like, how do I say this? I feel like, the people that were giving seminars with me maybe weren't going to do as well as I was going to do. I felt that way. I felt like I'm going to kill this.
Right, like in comparison.
Yeah, like, oh, come on, I'm going to kill this fucking seminar, So, but this time I was doing seminars with you, with Mike Chambers, there's a lot of big boys there that I was like, oh shit, I gotta kind of deliver.
What is, dude, I think everyone felt that expectation. Yeah.
But I didn't do anything.
Yeah. Because I'm like looking at, you guys and the other presenters, and I'm like, how you feeling? And everyone's like, we're nervous. I'm like, but you're this person. You're famous around the world. They're like, not today.
Yeah, it sucked. And I didn't prepare myself enough for it, even though my wife told me every day for like 2 to 3 weeks. She was like, you have to prepare for this. You have to
that's what I was
going to
ask. Like, are you the kind of person that's like, okay, this is in 3 months, I'm going to plan this all out? Or you're like, I'll think about that.
You saw my seminar, everything I had up there, I did that on the plane to the seminar.
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck this. I can't take the time to do it. It's so bad. And I felt like I was going to fuck it up. So I was like, just don't even worry about it. You're good, bro. Just, do what you do, bro.
It's not like you're going to be first, bro.
Yeah, come on, man. What, you going to fucking fuck it up? You're not going to fuck it up.
Yeah.
So I went with that mentality. And, after I did my seminar, it was okay in my eyes. I was like, it wasn't bad. But after seeing what you did and what Mike Chambers did.
Bro, what about Squire making us all look
Squire
bad, bro? Yeah.
So good. That's why I was like, damn, all right, my shit sucks. It's so bad. I gotta get up there and like actually have a plan. Which I was terrible at school. I'm terrible at a PowerPoint. My wife offered to do me a PowerPoint 2 nights before. She was like, I'll do a PowerPoint. You're gonna love it. I'm like, no, that's stupid. I'm going to look stupid. I'm going to look stupid up there.
We're not painting miniatures here, all right? This isn't nerd shit.
You bring those science boards that open up.
Yeah, jeez.
He just listens to his wife. He comes in with
Today we're talking about trinklets.
That's exactly how it was. Yeah, I get up there and I'm like, holy shit.
Because it was tattooing neo-traditional.
Yeah, how I draw neo-traditional was my initial plan.
Right.
I was like, you know what? I'll get up there. I'll
do a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Yeah.
They always say start off with a joke. Knock, knock.
So I got up there and I brought my iPad. I was like, I'm just going to draw.
Yeah.
I'll draw 2 hours easy.
Yeah.
I thought 2 hours was a lot. I was even arguing. I was like, listen.
Quick.
Yeah, I told the guy, the producer, the guys that made the show, I was like, hey guys, like I'm gonna fucking probably take an hour and a half.
Yeah.
And I'll be gone. Like, is that cool? And they're like, yeah, that's cool. It's not a big deal. I'm like, cool. And then I get up there and I started drawing and I can hear the silence. And I hate that. I hate that. Everybody's
joke didn't
quiet. I can hear people coughing. It's just like, this is terrible. So like 10 minutes into it, I scratched that. I was like, all right, we're not drawing. This is bad. Somebody asked a question. I was like, I rolled with it.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, we're answering questions.
Yeah.
And I just stood up there for like 2 hours and I answered all the questions they gave me. And it was good. That kind of saved me.
Yeah.
But I want to come over there and have an actual plan and actually really have it all planned out. Like, this is how you do it. And actually have a thing that I can kind of reuse, too. You know what I mean?
100%.
Where I don't have to plan a different one every time. kind of something that I can reuse in seminars and improve on it over time.
You know, I was talking to a bunch of people prior to like our presentation, and one of them was Zach Singer. You know, he's done his, he's presented a lot, and he's presented recently. So, and that's kind of what he was saying. He was like, bro, you start out with your first one, you do the best you can, and learn, you know, and take away from it. And if you present and you feel like you could do better, he's like, that might be the best thing because you're going to grow so much from it.
Yeah.
And he's like, and then you add it to your presentation, you do it again, and then you add it to your presentation, and you just keep building.
Oh yeah.
You know, and then maybe it gets more specific to the point where now you can do a whole new presentation on another point.
Exactly.
You know, because he was saying you're going to start general because maybe you're not sure where to go, and maybe, you know, the audience really reacts well to this segment of your present. Okay, let's take that even further. And I really like that advice because it kind of like organized it a little bit in my head. But just from, because I didn't think you did poorly.
Well, thank you.
So I remember we were there, and, you know, I'm kind of like you. I don't really think of things until it's happening.
Yeah. You gotta think
Also, you know, there's so much going on. Sometimes it's like, yo, I can't be thinking about that because I have something just as big today happening.
Exactly.
You know? So I didn't check the schedule. I had no idea when I was presenting. And I was like, what if I'm first?
Oh, yeah, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah. And then Colin's like, Gion's first. We figured we start him out strong. And all I heard was, John's not first. You know?
Damn.
So, but you know, I know you with the personality, and my thinking was like, oh, that's a great way to start because you have a great personality. It's entertaining. I was like, this is gonna set the tone, you know, for the rest of it.
Yeah, definitely.
So I'm sitting there, and you're like, yeah, I'm gonna draw, and I remember thinking like, what balls this guy has. Like, I don't know if I would ever draw like that in front of people, you know? No, but I thought that was cool. Because it came off like really confident, you know? And I think when you lean into that and when you are confident, it just kind of demands people to listen.
Yeah.
You know, like, I'm going to draw in front of you guys. You know, I'm going to take in the submissions you guys sent me, and I'm going to show how to make it better.
Yeah.
And I thought you did a great job on that. Like,
Oh, man,
I
thanks,
liked
dude.
that a lot.
Yeah.
Like, can we improve? Can we get more organized on stuff? Sure, you could do that a million times over, right? But I really liked the concept, and I liked how you approached it, because you approached it with what you would do, and everything that you showed that you would do, I was like, cool, that's exactly what I would do too. That makes total sense. And then the things like you wouldn't do, you were honest about, which was funny and it was
Yeah.
entertaining. You're like, how would I put this in the owl's mouth? You're like, I wouldn't put it in the mouth. How do I draw this? You know what? Actually, I wouldn't draw that.
Yeah,
You
I
know?
wouldn't draw
I
that.
love that, dude, because
Yeah.
it's like, it's real.
It
you
is.
know?
It is exactly what happens to me every time I
Yeah.
tattoo. Every time I got a tattoo, I got to draw, and I got 2 hours to do it most
Yeah.
of the time. You know, and not anymore because I'm doing the back-to-back dates. But
Yeah.
before then, I was drawing a tattoo that was brand new every day, and I was tattooing it that
Yeah.
day, and it had to be quick. I couldn't like it was ruining my life to draw the night before.
Yeah.
It was literally ruining it because I would have 4 tattoos in a week. So that means I would have to draw I would have to tattoo and then draw the night after the tattoo.
Yeah.
It was just so much.
a lot, bro. You're
Yeah.
like, yo, I just gave it all at the shop, and now I have to do it
I
again.
couldn't. So
Yeah.
it was just ruining everything, and I was just getting too like sloppy because I
Yeah.
was so tired. And I was like, "Oh, fuck it," and I had that mentality. I do have to have a little bit of that fuck it mentality because I'm total opposite.
Yeah.
Where I think about things too much. But yeah, I need to plan it out a little bit more. I feel like
Yeah.
I'm more comfortable now
Yeah.
where I'm at.
Dude, and when
But that was fun.
because he was like drawing an owl, and he's like, yo, I use a reference to draw an owl. He's like, because I don't really know how to draw an owl. And
Yeah.
he's like, because I don't just sit here all day drawing fucking owls. You're like, dude, I was dying. Because like people don't, he's like, I'm not the owl guy, you know, or whatever it
I'm
was,
not,
or the cat.
not doing that.
But I think people need to know that.
Yeah.
Like, they need to know, like,
It's like reassurance to the other artists.
I don't
almost.
come into this drawing knowing exactly what's happening. Like, I try a bunch of different things, and none of them work, and sometimes I just don't do it. but at least I know that we went through the options.
Oh,
you know, or
100%.
like, hey, I use reference. Like, you know, when I'm drawing neo-traditional, like I'll use maybe a realism reference and I simplify into my style. Like, people need to know that that's okay.
Yeah,
so I
definitely.
love the transparency of the drawing.
100% with that stuff. I mean, I think the drawing is it's the most important part, but I also, you know, I want to show people like, hey, listen, like I came from a background of no drawing.
Yeah.
I didn't know anything about art. I had to figure out how to make money with this because I was like, I want to make more money. At the time, that's really what I was thinking about. I was like, I like tattooing a lot. I just want to get paid for doing it, you know? So, and I wasn't good at art, not like my other friends are. So I had to figure out how I'm gonna charge people. I'm not good at realism either. So I wish I was, because then I didn't, but I wasn't ever really all that with realism. So I had to figure out how I can make cool tattoos that are simple, that I can draw, that are not traditional, because traditional, even though I could draw that at the time, it was hard for me to sell traditional and make a lot of money with it, you know? So, and in Puerto Rico, it wasn't popular.
Yeah.
So I had to figure out, like, okay, I gotta like make neo-traditional and just make it look cool. So I figured how to draw certain things. I learned how to draw fire and learned how to draw the backgrounds for tattoos, leaves or frame, you know. And the rest, I would just trace it. I would constantly trace it. You know, I would just trace whatever you want, an animal, whatever. And now I feel like I still put a picture of a reference. I always do. I put a picture, but I'm really drawing on top of it.
Yeah.
You know, the picture doesn't have to have a good quality or anything. I just need the shape.
Right.
You know,
It's like a block, and you're like
yeah,
sculpting it out.
That's it. And
And it saves you time, like more
saves
importantly
me
than anything.
so much time. And it just really bothers me when I see an artist or a new artist, they come up to me, they're like, what do you think about this tattoo or this drawing? And they show me, let's say an owl. They show me an owl and I look at it, I'm like, this owl sucks. It looks like you drew this owl.
So like I did, and you're like, you should have traced it.
Did you
draw this?
Yeah, it looks like you spent like 8 hours drawing this
Right.
terrible
And they're like, I
owl.
spent 12.
Yeah, exactly. So it's just like, don't even fuck with that. I know there's people out there that are amazing artists and drawers, but if you're not one of those guys,
You can still be successful.
yeah, you can still be successful. You can still do good tattoos. You know, you'll learn how to draw by tracing over and over again, I guess, you know?
I mean, even like my background, like starting as like a graffiti artist, like as a kid,
Yeah.
you know, and a lot of these older guys that I was running around with, keep in mind older guys, they were probably like 18, 19, you know, but to me at the time they felt like so much older. They would just give me all these alphabets, all these different alphabets that like they would make or their friends would make, and they just told me to trace it.
Yeah.
You know, and I was tracing these alphabets over and over. And the way that they were explaining it is like, cool, like you trace this letter A, this one, this one, this one, this one. Now your brain has like 20 different letter A's in it, and B's and C's and D's. And you just keep doing that. And eventually you're going to have 100. And if you can't make your own letter A by morphing those 100 together, you're an idiot.
Exactly.
You know, but
For
that's how
real.
it started, and it's like muscle memory, and it's just like learning all the variations. You know,
That's it.
You can do like a block with a cross in the middle. You can do a sharp point at the end. You can flare out this side or this side. You can get crazy with the cross, and you learn all these different variables and like how they can do it. And then maybe you're like, well, I do like when the A has a point at the tip, but maybe I don't like the straight cross. Maybe I like an angle one. Maybe I like when the left side flares out, but not the right. And you're able to pick.
Yeah.
You know, I like an owl, you know, that has like big eyes or like a beak going this way. And you start to be able to have preferences.
Exactly.
You know, and you trace over and over and over and over. And I'm not saying you should trace it and go tell someone it's your art. I'm just saying this is like how I was taught.
Yeah.
You know, and I brought that kind of like into tattooing in the beginning. And like when you start to do that, you find your own style. You know, and obviously you found your own style. And what is that? What is your own style? It's preference.
Yeah, that's
Right?
it.
So like I prefer to do, you know, this angle face. I prefer to do animals. I prefer to do this in the background or leaves. And now with these preferences, like you're developing a style. So I think especially like when you've been in the tattoo game for so long, you shouldn't be doing everything, you know? And some people are going to disagree. Maybe it's nice if you can,
100%,
but like
yeah.
maybe you shouldn't. Maybe you should get really specific and try to become really masterful at a few things rather than like everything.
Definitely.
you
The
know?
problem is that when you're starting off, you don't have an idea of
Yeah.
what you want to do. You're
Right.
never gonna, even if you do, because my idea was I was gonna be Nico Hurtado.
Right.
That was my vision.
Color
of-
realism?
Yeah. No.
Or just realism.
I like color realism, but realism in general.
Yeah.
You know, so I thought that was gonna be me. That, you
Yeah.
know, that I came from a photography background.
Okay, cool.
I used to work for a photography group, and I was like their helper.
Right.
So I was constantly around photography, and I was like, "Oh, this is great! I'm going to transition from the photography into tattooing photography. It's going to be easy."
Yeah.
And I was just never that good at it, even though I really liked that style. Loved my favorite artists were Timmy B, Kelly Doty. Those were my favorite artists. That's new school. It's so different from what
Right.
I do right now. But that was what I wanted at the time.
So how is that like having Nico as inspiration and then being able to tattoo with him recently?
It was crazy.
Tell
I
me
was
about
just
it. So you get to the
starstruck.
shop. Was that the
Yeah.
first time you got there or met
Yeah,
him?
I mean, first time I ever met him. I met him
Yeah.
in the show, but
Sure.
it wasn't the same because, you know, we
It's
weren't.
quick.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
quick. There was the judges and whatever. But yeah, no, going over there, hanging out with Nico and just actually meeting him, it was just amazing. He's such a nice guy.
Yeah.
His shop is great. And it was surreal, man. Just hanging out with these people, going to dinner with them. It's crazy.
Because there has to be a sense of accomplishment there.
Oh, yeah.
Like, yo, I
dude.
looked up to this person, almost like a not real person, like
Yeah.
an idol. Like, it'd be cool to be like that one day. And then, was there a moment where you're like, yo, I'm in the shop with him right now?
All the time.
Like, somewhat or in some focus, like, we're the same in that sense. Like, not the same, but
Yeah, I
like,
know.
like I've made it. Like, I'm tattooing
In the
next to
same
someone
boat.
that I look, the same boat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I every day. I go through that so many times during my
Yeah.
life, during a year, I think, or this past year has been crazy. I've tattooed next to my favorite. Like the other day, we were with Mike Chambers, like
Yeah.
hanging out.
Yeah.
Like he was one of my favorite artists growing
Yeah.
up. I loved his stuff. I've always met him here and there, very nervously. Hey, hello, hi.
Yeah.
You know, so I've always looked up to him. And we're just hanging out with him in a Tesla, like trying to
See how fast
see
he can
how
make it
fast
go.
the Tesla goes. I was just like, I can't even believe we're
Punch it.
Yeah. We're Mike Chambers hanging out
Yeah.
tonight. Like, it was crazy, and it's always crazy because a lot of the artists that are my friends now are the people I used to look up to.
Yeah.
And they're literally my friends, and I love that. You know, how far we've got it. And I say we all the time because me and my wife. My wife has built it up to the point where this happens. If it were for me alone, I don't know what I'd be doing.
So you were also in the Tesla.
No.
Nice.
We had to drop her off.
Yeah.
We had to drop her off.
Hell yeah.
I was like, I'm trying to go. I mean, I don't like Teslas. I think they're dumb, but they're
when you're racing them,
bro, yeah,
Really fast.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fun. It's a fun situation being around people like that.
so we do have a couple questions from
Yeah.
the crowd.
That is his specialty.
Hell yeah.
apparently.
Let's open the floor.
Hey,
So the first one is from Parker. Did they script your jokes on Ink Master or just a beef? You had some good ones in there.
oh, really? All right, yeah. I was just about to say, no, they're all my own bad jokes.
Dude, sometimes you have some singers. Like,
All right,
you
yeah.
just said one before. I forget what it. Oh, depending on how big the TV is. That
Yeah,
people
yeah.
are like, people always. You say it's your joke.
Yeah. Well, no, it's They ask me all the time. They're always like, "Hey," when they see me in the conventions, they're always like, "Whoa!" I get it all the time. They look at me like, "Whoa, are you Gian?"
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, I'm Gian, and they're like, "Damn, bro, you." I thought you were way taller.
You gotta stop
They
painting those
always
miniatures,
say-
dude.
That's why I like to paint the miniatures. They feel big.
Things are huge.
I can really get them in there, you know? Yeah, no.
So they always ask your size.
They always
Yeah.
ask my size. I'm always like, hey, listen, it all depends on the TV.
Yeah,
TV guy.
how tall are you?
How tall your TV is, how far away from the ground it is, all that stuff
Right.
makes me even bigger. You know, it will never make it look smaller. I'll tell you that. But
I'm gonna change my Wikipedia to 6'3".
yeah, it's like the most asked question. Somebody was telling me earlier. They were like, yeah, it's like the most asked question online. When you Google me, it's like, what's Giancarlo's height?
Yeah, you type in G, and it's like height.
Height.
Imagine if that was the first question you got in your seminar.
Oh, bro, I get it all the time. But I also get like, is
No, it was
he
good.
married or
They
stuff
had us
like
up
that?
on a stage.
I'm taller than you right now.
Why don't you come up here and say that?
Yeah, I was looking at what is it's like this operation that makes you taller.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
like really intensive, though,
It's
right?
crazy, and I couldn't stop. I went on a bender on it, dude. I
Yeah.
started watching
What,
all the
YouTube?
videos on YouTube. I'm a big
Don't they like
YouTube
extend
Yeah.
your knee?
dude, they gotta like break your legs,
Yeah.
your chins, and then they pull them apart every day, and your bone grows
Stop.
more and more.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah,
And-
you haven't seen this?
I mean, I've heard about it, but like no one's like
I
broken
saw it on
down.
South
Dude,
Park.
and you like crank it yourself.
you
This
like,
is, they,
yourself.
I'm like, oh, they make you taller. What do they do? They're like, they break your legs. That's when I stop listening. I'm like, I'll just be on a
talking
bigger
about
TV,
like
bro.
6 inches, bro.
Yeah.
Like these guys are go from like 5.
So you just have
5'4" to
crazy
6 feet.
long legs,
Well, that's
yeah, you don't get
usually that's
torso
the problem.
extensions.
right?
Well, that's the problem.
You just daddy
usually.
long legs.
Long
Usually
legs.
when you're a short guy, your legs are short.
Yeah.
It's not your torso that's small.
Yeah.
Still got normal arms.
So you got normal torso. That's why when you're sitting next to a guy that's tall, you're usually not too far off from each
Yeah.
other. You know, it's usually the legs.
Right.
So I mean, even Anthony Michaels, he's like 6 something, and we sit next to each other. We're pretty much the same height. It's crazy. So
I'm gonna extend my
you have
arms.
to like learn how to like walk again
Yeah,
though, when you
that's,
do that.
that's probably why I wouldn't.
There's
do it.
limitations. Yeah, you can't like. They're like, you can never really run.
Yeah,
You,
no,
and,
so
yo,
it's
you
like-
really can't.
So
Like
like
you,
walking
No.
with like walkers, and
Dude, you
shit.
can't-
This is worth it.
your legs are never the same for the rest of your life. They say
Yeah.
that like you can't do a lot of physical
Yeah.
activities
Oh, shit,
afterwards.
bro.
You
Yeah,
can't
dude,
be a
quick
fucking
walk.
basketball player now.
You're literally brittle,
Right, but you tall.
but you tall.
Tall, you do
Explain
the
that
quick
shit
walk
to your
for the
kids
rest of
why
your
you can't
life,
chase
but
them.
That's it.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, dude. Watch
Have
the
we
video.
seen like what the
I'll break your legs
complications
right
of that
now.
could be? Because there's got to be
I
something
don't
new.
know.
Like,
Sounds terrible.
got to see like what that's like in
It's
20
gotta
years.
be somebody's shorter because of it.
Yeah.
Yo, my left leg's way longer than the right leg.
Yeah, or somebody lost both. And they're-
Bro, you think they would just like break them and like put metal in there or something?
They do.
Adamantium.
You got to
though.
crank it.
no, it
Stop,
grows
bro.
itself. It grows just your own
Yeah.
bone and stuff.
Oh,
It's crazy, dude. Yeah, I'm probably not doing it.
So all the jokes and the beef were yours.
Yes, yeah. I
Okay.
mean, everything Ink Master. I always tell people it's real. It's
Yeah.
100% real. These guys are not trying. I mean, I get it all the time. Even friends of mine that've been in the show, they're like, "No, they made me say this. They made me. Oh, I didn't want to say that, but they made me say it." In the back of my head, I'm always like, "You're lying.
Yeah.
You're 100% lying right now." I've been in the show 2 times. I know how it works. They don't tell you.
Yeah, like maybe
what
you
to
said that
say.
by accident, but
Yeah.
they got it on camera.
You fucked up. You said something you want to say, and they
Yeah.
plugged it. And even this is how they really are. Like, even if you said something you don't like, and you go like, "Listen, I don't like that. I don't like what I did. I don't like what I said," they'll take it out.
Oh, okay.
They'll take
yeah.
it out. They're not in the business of trying to
Ruin
make you look
lives.
bad
Yeah.
or trying to make you look a certain way. They don't care about that. No matter how good it was, they'll be like, "Fuck it, it's out. Don't
Yeah.
worry about it."
Most
You know?
people probably just don't want to take the time to like edit or revise.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they don't
I
care
feel
about
that.
that stuff.
Yeah. That leads into a question I had. I'd say like, what's the biggest difference you noticed in being on like one of the earlier seasons with like the older judges, and then like being a part of like the newer season? I know
good
it's like
question.
a completely new show
Oh,
now,
yeah.
pretty much,
That's
and like
a
I'm
different
super
show.
curious
Yeah,
about that.
that's actually a really good question because there's a huge difference from season 8 to season 14.
Yeah.
Major difference was that season 8 was all done before streaming platforms really took off.
Yeah. It was still television.
Still in television, and it was huge. It was the biggest thing I've ever done. Season 8, as soon as the show finished, I remember going up to. So I flew. The show hadn't aired yet, and I flew back to I think New Jersey to do an interview that was missing, and I was in the same hotel with some other Ink Masters, some past Ink Masters that were there. And they saw me and they're like, "Oh, how you doing?" They didn't know who I was. So I was just like, "Hey, I know who you guys are. You guys are from Ink Master." And they're like, "All right, cool, whatever." I was like, "Yeah, I'm in this new season." All right, cool. And I told them, I was like, I got second place in it. And they're like, "Oh, you got second place?" They're like, "Oh, it's great." I was like, "Yeah, I mean, I'm not expecting everybody to watch this thing, you know? How big could it be?" He's like, "Bro." They were like, "Bro, it's going to be huge."
Yeah.
Your life's about to change.
Yeah, like, who watches Ink Master at the time? Nobody watched it that much, especially Spike TV. It wasn't like a thing. These guys were telling me that it was going to be great, and as soon as that thing aired, it was nuts. Like, I went from 10,000 followers to like 100,000 followers in like 2 days. It was nuts, dude. And
Just like bing, 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 bing.
oh, phone froze. You couldn't use it. Couldn't use it for like 2 days. Every time you opened the app, it was just done.
Right.
So it was crazy. And it was just so crazy, especially because they got the reruns at that time.
Yeah.
So you had to keep watching, and people watch you constantly. It's not like watching a movie. You watch it for 2 hours, you're done. You know, maybe you recognize an actor from it. But when you're watching a whole season and you're seeing reruns constantly of them, like, dude, you start like kind of like knowing these people.
Yeah.
Right? You know, so
You get invested.
yeah,
You're like
get
waiting for that next
invested.
week's
Yeah.
episode. You're
people
the anticipation.
really get into it and start getting fans, and it was crazy. So, you know, like 6 years passed, 5 years passed, and nobody's called me back for Ink Master. And I was like, fuck, man, I really want to do this again. Nobody calls me. I'm waiting for this call. You know, and it's like, I don't want to be the guy that's like, hey, you guys are going to bring me back. I didn't want to be that guy, right? But, you know, 5 years passed, and I was like, you know what? Fuck it.
I'm going to call him.
Ink
I'm gonna
bastards.
fucking call them. I'm not going to be fucking waiting for them to call me.
1-800 Ink Man.
With Mr. Navarro, please.
I'll hold.
So yeah, I sent them a video actually in my car. I was like, "Hey, it's been 5 years. I'm pissed off. You guys have fucking not called me. I'm gonna fucking."
Did
punch
they
you
say
in
they
the
would
boob."
call you?
I mean, no. But I was like, God, like I see all these people coming back to the show. I felt like I did good.
Oh, yeah.
Like, call me back. And so I sent this whole video. I was like, call me back, and they did. They called me back like a month later.
We've been waiting.
They were like, literally, they weren't planning on putting him in that season. They were
Okay.
planning on putting somebody else. That other person could make it.
Nice.
So now, like 2 weeks before they had to film, they needed a new guy. I had sent the video, and the producers were like, all right, let's just grab Gian.
Yeah.
And they called me. They were like, you ready to go 2 weeks from now? I was like, let's go.
You look at your wife.
Who's this?
He's back.
My wife was like, no, you're not doing it again. I was like, no, fuck that.
They called me.
I can't do it.
Completely out of the blue, man.
They need me. They're depending on me.
Wasn't expecting it at all. Yeah, they called me, and I was just like, yeah, fuck yeah. I didn't even think about it.
Yeah.
I'm in. And
think
I
about it.
canceled all my appointments. I moved everything. I just went on it, man.
Yeah.
It was great, but it wasn't like the first time. Like, I felt like you don't get that much followers from it now. It's
Yeah.
not so many people watching it. I mean, it's only on Paramount, so
Yeah.
if you don't have Paramount, you can't really watch it. So
Right.
it's not the same. But it is nice, and it's nice to be. I would totally do it again.
Yeah.
If they asked me to. You know,
Look at the camera and say it.
yes. Call me.
Third time's the charm.
Don't let another 5 years go by.
So you think it's like diluted a little bit, the show?
I think it's I don't know if it's diluted. I think it's actually getting way better than it's ever been. It's a better show, better artist than ever. The premise on it's just really dialed in. The only difference is that less people have access to it.
Yeah.
You know, it's not accessible as it used
So
to.
maybe like as an artist, you wouldn't receive as many benefits as you used to.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Definitely not. What it used to be. I mean, we used to have commercials and stuff we
Yeah.
would have to film. There's none of that now. So
Yeah, I noticed like even with last season, like I went to the like
party?
after party or the party, and they were saying, correct me if I'm wrong, that like Ink Master used to throw the party for everyone, like the final viewing, and like now they don't. So that was like just organized on the side.
oh
or
really?
Something. Yeah.
Yeah. So the second time I did it, we didn't even have a viewing party.
What
We
about
didn't
the
have
first
any.
time?
The first time we did, it was fucking great.
It was like the final episode.
yeah, it was
Yeah.
nuts. It was
Right.
fucking just what you imagine like Hollywood parties
Yeah.
looking like. Like it was a speakeasy and
Yeah.
it was crazy. But the second time there was just
Because remember, you went to Bobby's, right? We saw you guys there.
We went in Vegas to an after party.
Yeah.
That was it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh shit! I
right?
didn't even know that was the after. I thought it was like a party we all made.
Well, yeah,
Break
yeah, no,
dancer
like,
kinda thing.
because that was my first experience, like, going to anything like that.
Oh yeah.
So, but, like, going there, they're like, yeah, no, like, Ink Master did not organize this like we did for
Yeah,
fun
exactly.
as, like, friends.
exactly.
And
Yeah.
then they were explaining to me, like, they used to do this, but now they don't,
Oh my god. Yeah.
right?
The
I just want
first
to make sure I
time-
got this.
Yeah, I mean, at least in my season, they didn't. They
Yeah.
didn't do anything because we're in Canada.
Yeah.
We were.
In the first either, we made our own party.
No, the first one we did, it was.
The finale is the thing, but he's talking about the party, like
Yeah.
viewing parties. It was always us.
Oh, so do
Viewing
they still
parties
have
is
the
us.
finales?
The finale was done by. So the first time the finale, we did the finale in New York. It was live, filmed live.
Yeah,
over
that's what
there.
I heard,
It was
yeah.
a live party. It was crazy.
Yeah.
You know, thousands of people.
But they don't do
watching.
that anymore.
They don't do that
Okay.
anymore. Now it's all in Canada. I mean, at least in my season, it was.
Yeah.
This was COVID too, a
Yeah.
little bit. So I don't know if they've changed that now. But yeah, during my season, no after party, no live finale
Yeah.
or a finale at all. It was just us in the finale.
The finale sounds fun.
Yeah, it was crazy, dude. Like I remember bringing my mom for that finale. I say this in all the podcasts, but I say the same story, but it's just my favorite story. My mom was never really into the tattooing stuff. you
Yeah.
know? She was always like, "This is crazy."
Right.
You know, she always just tell me like, "Hey, you know, I support you. I love what you're doing, but you should really think about having a plan B. You know, like
real
this stuff.
job,
Yeah,
yeah.
a real job. This stuff, it might be a phase, and then what are you gonna do?" So I think she just never saw how well I was doing
Yeah.
with it. You know, so. When the finale came, Ink Master, I told her, "Hey, Mom, I'm in this TV show. I want you to come to the finale." I made it all the way to the finale. She was like, "What TV show?" I was like, "This Ink Master. It's a TV show. You're gonna like it. I just want you to come down here. The show was gonna pay for their flights."
Yeah.
So she was like, "All right, cool." She brought a friend, and they went to the finale, and this thing was crazy. I mean, there was thousands of people there. There was huge TVs with
Yeah.
me on them, huge. I looked.
Oh, that's so
immense.
cool. With mom.
Yeah, and
You're like,
they-
look
oh
how
my
tall
God,
I
when
am.
she was- yeah, exactly. Look how big I got. No, yeah, she walked in and she saw those people and then chanting, and there was just Puerto Rican flags everywhere.
Cool.
And she
Hell yeah.
loved it. You know, I didn't win, but she
Right.
did. She loved it. And then we left the show, the finale, and we're going to that after party, and we're walking down New York, and dude, people were just stopping me everywhere. I was with my mom and her
Yeah.
friend and my wife, and people were just stopping me and taking pictures with me. And my
Yeah.
mom was like, "What?" This little girl came up to me and Kelly and was like crying, and she was, and my mom started crying. Her friends started crying.
Yeah.
It was great. We had a line of people trying to get pictures of us.
Yeah.
It was awesome experience. You
Yeah.
know, it's not. I feel like it's not like that anymore.
Yeah.
Since TV, basic cable is gone.
Right.
But it was crazy. You know, showing my family it was amazing.
I bet, man.
Oh, dude, it was great.
Yeah.
It was great.
So, but do you think people should still do Ink Master now, even though it's not what it was?
Oh, 100%. Yes. Yes. It's a great show. It's a great show to expose yourself. And, I mean, it depends what you get out of it, but I got a lot out of it.
Yeah.
I learned a lot. I've never had people judge my work so harshly, you know, really with a toothpick and comb, really just checking everything. And usually when you're at a tattoo shop, you ask your friends, happens to me all the time. My friends ask me, they're like, what do you think? And it's fucking stencil already. So I'm just
Right.
like, it looks great.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna
Yeah.
fucking say, like, you got to change this. Like,
Yeah.
it's already in there.
Right.
I'm not going to tell you. No. But in the show, it wasn't like that. It
Yeah.
was really, like, excruciating, like, little things. And they would talk. And I learned so much from that.
Yeah.
You know? And just learning how to be in camera. That's another thing. And just going, getting out there.
Yeah.
It was awesome. I recommend it to all my friends. I remember when Jimmy Snas was called to be an Ink Master. We were in Puerto Rico doing something, I don't remember what, and we had just met. And he was like, "Hey, man, like Ink Master called me. I don't know if I want to do it. I think this is crazy. Like I'm a traditional tattoo artist.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna suck at this show. I don't know how to do everything else." I was like, "Dude, don't
Just do it. You
just
said.
do it.
Yeah.
Just do it. It's the best decision you'll ever do." And he was like, "Damn, I don't know." He fucking did it, and he got called 2 times for it. You know, and
Nice.
he
Yeah.
fucking loved it. Everybody loves Jimmy. You know,
Yeah.
he's like one of the most popular characters. You
Yeah.
know, and he loves it. Every time he sees me, he's like, "Dude, I love that I did that."
Yeah.
you know. And same thing with Pon. Pon was another traditional tattoo artist, and same thing. You know, I convinced him to get in there, and he loved it.
Yeah.
Juan Salgado, another guy too, same thing. You know, they all call me. They're always like, "God, should I do this?" I'm always telling them, "Yes, do it, 100% do it." And the show is good. I mean, if you really watched a whole season, it's fun. It's entertaining. You know, I think it's a good TV show.
Yeah.
You know, the judges are pretty good too.
I would say the new judges are just
judges
the
are
caliber.
killing it.
Yeah,
Come on,
You
they're
literally
great.
have the best tattooer in the
Yeah,
world. Best
they're
tattooers.
fucking great.
judging your
DJ,
stuff.
he's
Yeah.
fucking amazing,
Yeah.
dude. As soon as I saw DJ come in the second season that I was in, when I saw him coming, I was like, "Fuck, we lost. We all lost."
Yeah.
I told everybody there, and they were all like, "No, what do you got? What are you talking about? You're just sucking DJ's dick, Gian."
Yeah.
It's like, no, I've seen this show before. He's exactly perfect for it. You know?
Yeah.
He's good at delivering quick tattoos that look amazing.
Yeah.
You know, that's all.
Versatile.
Yeah, and that's all the show is about. And I feel like I got better at that by being in the show, and that helped me outside of the show.
Pulls you out of your comfort zone a little
Yeah,
bit. Yeah.
100%, yeah, way better. So the Ink Master stuff, I always tell my friends, just do it. Don't worry about the money and all this shit. They don't pay well. Right. It's terrible.
Yeah. I think the secret's out on that. Everyone
Yeah.
knows.
Yeah, which does suck because you're like, damn, man, they should pay the artists better for that shit. But
Yeah, I was not to get like too into it, but because there's a lot of tattoo shows out now, and a lot of them people are getting paid. You know, but longer commitments, you know, more seasons, smaller cast sometimes. The budgeting's different. And also they're like, yo, we've been doing this for 15 years this way and we've got away with it this long. Like, we're not going
Yeah.
to change. People are going to sign up for
They're
the
gonna
500
sign
a
up.
week or whatever the fuck it is.
they're
Yeah.
gonna sign up. I mean, listen, I like the show. I got a love-hate relationship with it, but I always tell everybody to do it.
Yeah.
It's good for business.
Because, like, at the party we were all at, like, everyone that was on the show just kept saying, trauma bond. Like, we've been on the show together. And it was,
yeah.
like, traumatic. And I was
Oh,
like, all
my
right,
God.
cool, yeah.
It is crazy. But I look at it like being in a camp,
Yeah.
you know, tattoo camp with your
Yeah, yeah,
friends.
yeah, yeah.
It's fun. I really enjoyed the second time I was in there because I really went with a different mentality. You know, the first time I was very nervous. I was like, I didn't want to say something that would embarrass me on TV.
Sure.
That was my number one priority.
Yeah.
Everything else was second to that. You know, just don't embarrass yourself on TV, and don't say nothing stupid. You know, So I was very worried about that. They were constantly, and this is something the producers of the show do. They like, they give you recommendations on what to say. You know, they'll be like, "Come on, Gian, like you're being too tired. Like, give me more energy," or you know, or like, "Oh, how about you say this?" And, you know, they're trying to help you out, so you're talking to them. And that the first time they were like, "Hey, how about you tell me you're the best in Puerto Rico and you come in here to kill it?" And I was like, "Fuck no! I would never say. I would never say I'm the best artist in Puerto Rico. That's not me, bro.
I'm from Puerto Rico.
I never say I'm the best tattoo artist.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous." And you know, it was this whole huge thing. I didn't say it, and they were cool with it. All right, cool. And I didn't say it, and that was that. This time, when I was in it, they were like, "Hey, tell me you're the best in Puerto Rico." And I'd be like, "Dude, I'm the best."
On this show.
I'm here. I'm the best. I didn't care anything.
Yeah. You know what? It just makes for better content when you just like loosen up.
Literally.
Honestly, if you said something that embarrassed yourself, it might have been the best thing for you.
That's it.
You know?
I just didn't care.
It would have been a short that gets like millions of views. It would have hurt in the beginning, but you know, it would have
Who's gonna watch it?
Yeah.
I know my friends ain't gonna watch it. I'll tell you that.
I'm not going back to
None of
PR for a little bit.
None of my friends watch Inkmaster. So I was like, hey, you know what? Fuck it. And I had so much fun with it. I really enjoyed it. I looked at everything. I learned the names of the cast as much as I could. And I just had fun with it. Because I knew it was one of those things, you know what? It's probably the last time I'm ever going to do this.
Yeah.
You know? So I really enjoyed it. Where I could see other artists are like, fuck this. I hate this. I don't want to be here. It's like, damn, then you shouldn't be here.
Yeah.
You know, you really got to want to be here and enjoy it. And you're just going to have a better experience. And Inkmaster, for me, was great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I am very grateful to be on it. So
Fuck yeah. I know we got more questions. I know we really got into that one, but it was fun to talk about Inkmaster for a sec.
All right, so BRC said, do you ever adjust your rates based on the places you're traveling to?
yeah, I do. We're just talking about that right now. There's certain spots I go where I feel like my style is not as popular. We're kind of talking about how certain states are more popular with like realism or neo-traditional, traditional.
Like supply and demand.
Yeah, definitely. So I do go to certain states where I'm like, maybe I got to lower the bar here a little bit more. But usually it's the same price.
Yeah.
Actually, strangely enough, Florida has been a little bit tougher for me. So, and I do want to come more to Florida just because my whole family's here.
Yeah.
So booking Florida, usually, you know, to book a month takes me a little bit.
Yeah.
But we get it done. But I'm thinking about next time I come down here, maybe lower the prices a little bit.
Yeah.
Nice.
I'm not trying to, like, you know, just make, you know, all the money out of everywhere. I'm just trying to tattoo on all these spots, get paid a good, you know, good enough.
Get a cool client, do something you like, easy going.
That's it.
Yeah.
And what's your home base down here? Is it Tyler's?
It's in Tyler's shop. Yeah, that's where I'm
Yeah.
working usually when I'm here.
It fits the Neo-Trad. all
Yeah.
that. It makes so much sense.
Neo-Trad. I
Yeah.
worked with Randy for
Yeah.
like 2 years over there in New Hampshire, so we're good friends. And Tyler, I've known him, I don't even know, but a long time, almost 10 years now. So I've known him for a while, and
You gonna tattoo around alligators?
I love it. I was actually planning on going to Tyler's house this week,
Yeah.
and I was telling
Little
him,
mini farm.
I was like, listen, I want to learn how to grab an alligator.
Yeah.
I want to put the alligator, take a picture with that.
Yeah.
Like that.
We don't need that tape. Take it off.
So he's going to teach me how to do
He's like,
that.
just go grab it.
Yeah.
Just do it.
Just
Just
start
do it,
wrestling,
bro.
dude.
Yeah.
No, Tyler's actually amazing at
Yeah.
teaching on how to do stuff. Like I fed like a bunch of venomous snakes with him. I fed like king cobra. I fed a viper.
I think because he's so passionate and
Oh,
like
yeah.
actually takes the time to like learn everything, and you
Yes.
can like I feel like people are good at teaching when they love what they're teaching.
He loves that.
You know?
Dude. He loves all those animals.
Yeah.
And it's so fun working with him. You know, last time I was here in Florida, we went out searching for iguanas.
Yeah.
Now, I live in Puerto Rico all my life. I've never caught an iguana.
Yeah.
I was like, fuck that.
Right.
These dinosaurs.
Yeah.
dude. And Tyler just like really explains it. He's like, yeah, just grab it to here and here, you know, just watch out for your finger. If it gets you, you're fucked, you know. He's like, the worst bite I've ever seen is an iguana bite.
Believe me, dude.
Watch out for the cobras.
Is that the one that bit you,
I
dog?
love that. I love Tyler. I love the shop over there and working with the guys. It's great.
Hell yeah.
What was the question again? I forgot.
I think
I think you got it. It's about snakes or whatever.
changing rates.
We do.
We do have one from Michael. It says, how are you promoting yourself when you travel? Where's the shops you're going to take care of that?
How do I promote it when I travel? Instagram, mostly Instagram, Facebook. That's really what we use for promotions. The shop does promote us too, but we try to do that all ourselves.
Sure.
Try to get the clients ourselves. Try to do everything ourselves. I can't remember. I'm sure there's a couple clients that have come from the shops promoting me, but it's mostly us just promoting. And another thing I've noticed, people are more likely to get tattooed by you if you're traveling
Yeah.
to them. You know, so
Yeah, yeah.
like when I'm in, I could be living in Puerto Rico for eight years and kind of be struggling. As soon as I go to the States for a month and I come back, and then I'm telling everybody that I'm going back out, they're always like, "Oh,
I gotta get them on.
I gotta get them."
Yeah.
So that happens to me a lot in these states. I'll say, "Hey, I'm going to Chicago," and a lot of people are like, "Oh shit, he's coming to Chicago.
Yeah.
This is the time. Let's do it."
Yeah.
So that helps me out a lot. I get bookings just like that, you know.
Yeah.
Create like sense of urgency with the bookings
Yeah.
and stuff.
I've noticed even myself, you know, an artist that I like a lot comes into a tattoo convention. I'm like, oh, you know, I'll tell my wife. I always try to have her to get tattooed. I want to get tattooed, but I suck at getting tattooed.
Yeah.
So I'd rather her get tattooed and I just look at it.
All right, let's see if we got any more. We do. Another one by BRC. How are you balancing drawing plus booking plus driving? When do you have time to draw, and how far advanced do you draw for your appointments? I think
Yeah.
you touched a little bit on
Yeah,
this.
it's a
but-
good question.
Oh.
I usually, so the way I do it, I do back-to-back tattoos. So I do 2 days off, 2 days tattooing. In those 2 days off, I got 1 day off. I'm really taking it off. And then the second day off is I'm off, but I'm drawing
Yeah.
for those 2 next days. Then I tattoo those 2 days. And I got 1 day off. And then I got 1 day that's off, but I'm drawing for the next 2 days. That's my schedule for a month. And then after a month, usually we take like 2 weeks off.
Cool.
So it's been.
And
it's
that'll
been
be
really
like also
relaxed.
travel time to go to somewhere.
Yeah,
new.
exactly. We're
Nice.
usually traveling during that time, setting up, doing all the stuff. And then, you know, how do I balance the Instagram and all this stuff? My wife does it.
Yeah.
My wife does all the Instagram and all that stuff. I do look at it and I kind of like answer as much as I
Yeah.
can, but she's really the one that's like
Yeah.
on it, you know? So that's pretty much it. I got a really relaxing life right now. I've never worked so little.
Yeah.
Man, look at you. You're painting little mini guys
Yeah.
now, dude.
Little bit. You know? It's the little things in life.
No, that's cool.
But
And
yeah.
I think when you're more relaxed, you produce better artwork
Oh yeah.
rather than being stressed.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, I got very little stress. I mean, I do have stress, and the more money I charge, the more pressure I get.
Sure.
You know, so that
Like it
makes
has to be worth it.
Yeah, I charge a lot of money. I mean, I'm not afraid of telling people what I charge.
Yeah.
I charge $3,000, $3,500, depends on the place I go. That's a lot of money.
And is that per day or for both days?
That's for per day.
Per day,
That
yeah.
means a 2-day tattoo could cost you $6 to $7 grand.
Yeah.
That's a lot of money, and for me, it's a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
'Cause now I'm not just like tattooing something. No, it's a $7,000 tattoo.
Yeah.
So I can't just let this guy leave today and be like, oh, you know what? We didn't get to finish it. Sorry, dude.
Yeah.
You know what? I'll just grab it next time. That's not on the table. That's
Yeah.
not an option. It's like I gotta deliver 100%. You know, so that's so much stress. It's so crazy. And people go, like, oh, he gets paid so much. You don't understand how much stress it is. You know, a person doesn't charge that much, will never get it.
Yeah.
You know, it's very stressful. I have to deliver. It's got to be a good tattoo. And
That's somebody's savings. That's someone's.
oh yeah, it's,
Well, it has
3
to be
months
a-
of work.
It has to be a great tattoo.
Yeah.
it's got to
Yeah,
be great.
not just like okay.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Which
Every time.
yeah, every time. And so I always compare it to a musician trying to, you know, you doing a hit, making a hit every week. Imagine having to get 2 hits a week, 3, 4 hits a week. That's almost it's impossible. They can't all be the hits.
Yeah,
You're gonna
but-
have your hits.
Did you feel like that with the seminar too?
In what way?
Like people paid a lot of money to be here.
Oh, I didn't even know how much money they paid until after. I was
Someone
like,
came up to me and they're like, "Do you know how much they paid to be here?" I was like, "Don't fucking tell me until the end of the
thank
weekend."
God, because I didn't know until the end of the week, and when I heard how much, I was like, "Wow, that is a lot of money." But I thinking back at it, it's something I didn't have. I couldn't pay, you know, an amount of money to get a seminar when I started tattooing.
Yeah.
I would have done anything to do that, but there's not an option for it. So I would 100% do that. And a lot of those guys that went to the seminar, they all got my phone number now.
Yeah.
And they're all texting me, and they're like, "What do you think about this? What do you
Yeah.
think about that?"
Yeah, a
You
couple
know,
of them got guest spots.
yeah.
like,
Oh, dude, I
yeah.
went to another shop the other day,
Yeah.
at Tyler's shop. I went
Yeah.
to Tyler's shop. One of the guys was there. Like
Nice.
one of the guys
Yeah.
that was taking a private seminar from me
Yeah.
was doing a guest spot there.
Nice.
And he worked with me the whole week.
That's
and
sick. Yeah.
he asked me 100 questions the whole week too. You know, and that was cool seeing that. This guy actually bought an RV.
Yeah.
He got so inspired by what
That's so
me and my wife
cool.
were doing.
Yeah.
That
He's like,
he-
"Which one do I get?"
Which one makes me a better artist?
Where
He
do you
didn't
order the
tell me
miniatures?
anything.
Yeah.
We just got to the shop and we're like, "What are you doing here?" He's
Yeah.
like, "I got an RV. I'm doing
Right,
the
he
same
has a
thing you
mustache
are."
and-
Growing his hair out.
Exactly. Yeah, it was very funny. His wife was there.
Nice.
He's very involved in that. I was like, "This is cool. I
Like,
really
Don't
like."
go to Oregon.
Stay away from the back of the park.
Yeah, definitely. No, it really is cool seeing that, because especially that kid that I'm talking about, his work. Actually, we should give his Instagram. Let me look it up.
Shout out.
Let's give it a shout out, because this guy he's grown so much in like 2 weeks. Yeah, tattoos by Skylar.
Yeah.
Dude, and
Hell yeah.
it
Check this
was I thought it was really good. And you can see the difference since the day he took the seminar and till now. It's so much better. His work has improved so much. And he's traveling now. All he's doing. And it's impressive. I see that, and I go like, you know what? That's really cool. I want to do more of that. I want to do more private seminars. Teaching is my new thing. That's him.
Nice.
Yeah, teaching is my new thing. It's
Oh,
like the
nice.
thing I like doing the most.
What if you realize he starts following your RV? Like, he's still there.
Go behind me and shit.
This is cool stuff.
Funny you're here, dude.
Hey man, you know what? I like that. I'm like, you know what? That's hustling. That's what I'm talking about. I want you to
trailers
do that.
onto him.
Can we come in?
Oh, Gio, what are you doing?
Oh yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, just you can't pay enough to inspire someone.
No,
So
can't, man. And I feel like, I was talking to Deanna the other day, and I was telling her, I was like, I don't know how to retire. So I'm already trying to plan my retirement. I'm one of
you already
those
got the RV, man.
Yeah, I'm trying exactly. I'm trying to plan it out so I don't, I can live the rest of my life after I stop tattooing. So that's one of the things I've been just on it, planning that shit out. I don't know what we're talking about. Lost
Yeah.
train of
All right.
thought.
So we'll bring it back to another question. I'm actually curious about this. It says, do you feel the tattoo laws are pretty much the same across the states, or still a good amount of Wild West styles out there? Like anything goes.
It's the Wild West, man. I mean, you got states that are a little bit more strict. Like right now, Massachusetts, I got to take this whole online class to tattoo over there. That's about as crazy as it gets.
Yeah.
I don't think I mean, I've been tattooing for like 16, 17 years, and I've never seen a health department person in any tattoo shop. So I've never seen one. So I don't know. I don't know where they are, but they're definitely there. I don't see them that much, and I think people know that they don't.
We
don't
probably
care.
see him once a year.
That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying.
Yeah.
People, if you
When some other shop gets mad at you and calls him on you.
that's what I'm saying. Yeah. If you're tattooing good and you care
Yeah.
about other people and your clients and stuff, that's on you. It's not really because they're forcing you to do it.
Yeah.
You know, there's no agency right now that's like forcing people to be good tattoo artists
Yeah.
or like trying to get them all wrangled up, and there's none of that. It's
Yeah.
the Wild West. You're good with clients if you want to be good with
Yeah.
clients, but nobody's telling you to do nothing. You can do whatever you want. You can tattoo fucking whatever
Live
you
your
want.
life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's crazy. It's I think it's the Wild West.
This is kind of out of order, but for you, the truth said that mustache looks like you voted for Trump.
Hey, I haven't voted yet.
No one's voted yet.
Yeah, I've never voted yet. This is gonna be my first time voting, and
Nice.
I'm probably voting for Trump. It's probably gonna get me a bunch of unfollows.
We got your back, man.
Who knows? I mean, I'm trying. I'm definitely getting more into politics since I've been in the States. That's a new thing for me.
Well, sometimes it's hard not to. They shove it in your face so much.
Yeah, and I was never into politics.
Yeah.
Never liked them at all. My grandfather was huge for politics, and I hated it. And now I'm like, I'm turning to my grandfather, dude. I'm like,
Getting mad at TV and
like,
shit
well,
now.
I'm like just watching a bunch of videos. I watch it all. I watch the Fox. I watch the MSNBC.
Yeah,
I watch both the. I like seeing
Both
all
sides
the
of the
Fight
story.
night.
yeah. I like watching the information that's out there, and I've been getting more into it lately. And honestly, coming from Puerto Rico, you can't vote
Yeah.
for the president in Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
And even though that's our president, we can't vote for them. We can't vote.
Yeah.
You know, we can only vote for our governor, and United States votes for whoever they think should be our president, which is kind of fucked up. So.
Right.
So I've never had the option to vote.
Yeah.
This time is the first time that I'm like, all right, I want to get into it. And, and this guy just got shot, 2 days ago?
Yeah.
God,
Getting rowdy
damn,
out here.
It's
Yeah.
getting crazy. It's getting crazy. So
I never thought I'd live to see an assassination
That's all you
attempt. It's
see.
just nuts.
I know,
Yeah.
43 years, I
43
think,
years,
since the
yeah.
last time it happened. So, I mean, we're living through some historic times right now.
Yeah.
And I'm looking more into it. You know, I got friends that are, liberal friends. Actually, one of my good friends, he's very on the liberal side. So we constantly argue about it, but we're friends. We don't,
Yeah.
we don't
Yeah.
fucking.
At the end of the day, like our lives still continue on. You know, it's
I'm not
just,
trying to change your mind, and he's not. It's fine. It's cool. Whatever you think that's your thing. You know?
Yeah.
Everybody.
We do have a question from our boy, Joe Casal. At what point in your career do you feel you're qualified to give a seminar? What are the milestones do you have to reach?
I would
Or is
say-
there a point where you'd say, I have something I can teach people?
I'm sure. Listen, if you got something that other people are very interested in and it's unique and different, then you got something you can teach. Learn how to teach if you got that. But I think that I'm a big believer in getting tenured. Passing your 10 years of doing whatever it is.
Yeah.
Whatever you're doing, 10 years. And automatically in my brain, I'm like, oh, this is a professional. Or this is a person that's been dealing with this for a long time. And that, for me, it's important. So, seeing a person that's been over 10 years tattooing, that's a great time to give seminars, I think.
Yeah.
You've learned so much. It's impossible that after 10 years, you don't know something.
Yeah.
So,
If you do,
yeah.
quit.
yeah, you might want to rethink things.
Go to a seminar.
Yeah, no seminars. But I have gotten seminars. I've given seminars where I'm giving seminars with other people, and the other people have been tattooing 2 or 3 years. And I've seen those seminars, and they've very rarely been good. It's always been very nervous up there, and that's the major thing. You can't be nervous up there. At least you can't show it.
Confidence has
You
to.
gotta be
exude.
confident. So you
Like
can
this
tell.
guy don't even believe what the fuck he's saying.
Yeah, exactly. And or I'll hear stuff that they say, and I'm like, this is not right. That's not actually accurate at all. So I see a lot of that. And honestly, it's one of the reasons I originally, when I was booked for that seminar we did, I was like, oh, I'm the first one in? Perfect. I'll do it. And then I'm gone the whole weekend. I don't even have to be here.
Yeah.
And my wife's like, no, you should really just stay and watch the other guys give their seminar. I was like, I ain't doing that. Why am I fucking doing that? And she's like, no, you should really think about it. I think you should really stay. You're going to look like a dick. I was like, all right, fuck. I'm going to
Well, if it
watch
makes you
this.
feel any better, I was like, okay, so I'll just fly in, I'll present, and then I'll fly out.
Exactly.
I was like, everyone's thinking the same.
Yeah. My wife's like, no, you really got to stay there. And when I saw that you were doing it and
Yeah.
Mike Chambers was doing it, I was like, all right, I'll stay for one.
Yeah, but I mean, I get it. And then with scheduling, it might. So I'm sure you'll understand this,
Well-
but sometimes it's hard to schedule 3 days.
Of course, dude. Well, honestly, and also in the past, I didn't have a good experience. It was me with a bunch of newbies, and they
Yeah.
give their seminars, and I see them, and I'm like, this sucks. And
Yeah.
I'm falling asleep.
Yeah.
And it's like, this is terrible. So I thought this was going to be more of the same.
Yeah.
Where I'm going to be up there. Oh my God, this is terrible. They're showing me how to tattoo realism. I'm like, I'm not going to fucking use it ever. So, but it wasn't. It was really good. Like, I stayed and I watched every presenter. And I was really pumped to see them. And the seminars were so good. And, a lot of people were very prepared. And I learned so much from it. So, yeah, that's what I think about that.
Nice. Another question from Michael. What equipment is he mainly using?
Equipment. So I do outlines with the Cubans. So the V3 is what I use for outlines. And I use metal tubes with the V3, like disposable metal tubes. And then I use just needles on bars, regular needles, and like regular, not tight. That's what I'm saying, like the regular
Standard.
standard needles. I usually use a 9 or a 7. And then just everything that's shaded, I use a Flux, the FK Flux.
Yeah.
Max Pro or something, that thing.
Yeah.
That's what I'm using. I mean, I'm not when it comes to rotary machines, I feel like they're very close to each other, all of them. Maybe one you need more pressure or the volts change on this one or whatever, but it's mostly the same stuff. I really see a difference when it comes to coils and stuff like that, which I'm not using anymore. I'm not really using coils. That's all I started using. And now I'm more, I feel like I got to deal with the coil and
It's just so much more convenient.
yeah,
Yeah.
I don't
to
want
use
to
the
deal with
pen.
shit. Yeah, and Dan Cubans, I honestly got no sentimental value to it.
Right.
It's zero sentimental
Yeah,
value.
it's just
It
another machine.
It's another machine. It breaks. It just stops working. I'll just get a new one. I'll throw it in the trash.
Because back in the day, the coil, you develop a relationship
Oh
with
my god,
it.
I still
Like a
got
car.
my coils.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a car. So I don't have, and I would throw them away every once in a while or some shit in the
machines?
trash, dude. Like terrible.
Yeah.
I know my wife did. She used to break down for me back in the day, and she threw a machine away. She had to get inside the dumpster to get it.
I think we've had an apprentice throwaway machine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
It
haven't,
happens.
thank God.
It happens, man. I mean, I did it the other day where I was like, "Where's my machine?"
They're not disposable?
Yeah.
Fucking machine, I get all full of ink.
Yeah, but the pens are like so consistent. Like it can break and you can get a new one, and it's really
It's the same one,
Yeah.
exactly. Whereas coils, we're not like that. If
Yeah.
that machine broke and that spring broke,
You use it a certain way, it wears in a certain way. It's,
yeah, it's the same. Yeah, that spring, once it breaks, you gotta put a new one. fuck, it'll never run the same until
Yeah.
like a month from now.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's like, damn it. So
You just gotta like let it run for days
Yeah.
to like wear the coil away.
dude, I'm done with all that stuff. I'm trying to simplify my life. I honestly, if I can make the pen work for outlining, which is something I've been trying lately.
Yeah.
I've been trying to just like, so I've been retouching tattoos. So if I gotta retouch a tattoo
yeah.
and I gotta like darken a line, I'll retouch it with the pen and a 9 liner now.
Oh yeah.
So
Cool.
I'm getting used to the pen.
Like a safe space to practice.
Yeah,
in.
yeah. I want to start tattooing everything with the pen.
Yeah.
You know, again, because I did that like 7 years ago. I did it all with pens, and then I stopped. I went back to the rotaries.
It's a tough transition.
Now I'm trying to go back to it. But I want to have a bunch of machines. I
know,
want to
it's
be
annoying.
able to just carry these little cartridges
Yeah.
and break down super easily. It's so convenient.
Yeah.
So that, honestly, it's my laziness, honestly, is what's getting me to that point where I'm like, I gotta, get more into the rotaries.
So,
But I like the coils.
so this question's a little out of turn, but it pertains to this. So it says, what voltage do you run your flux when you're packing color?
I run it at 9 volts.
Boom. There
It's
you go.
pretty high up there. I know there's artists that, I know artists that use like 5.5 volts.
Yeah.
I know Randy was telling me he uses like 5 or 6 volts the other day. I was like, 6
I do
volts?
4.5.
No way. On the
Yeah.
flux?
On the Bishop.
Yeah, you see, there's
Oh, okay.
they're two different
Yeah.
worlds. The Bishop, if I put it 9, it'll literally fly up in there like
It's cranking at 9.
Yeah, it'll
Yeah.
fucking vibrate out of my hand. Those things are crazy. But the Flux Max, I don't know. I think at 9 volts, pretty. It punches, but
Yeah, I know they break at Dan Cerna speed.
But yeah, I use high volts, and then for my Cubans, I use it at 5.5, 6 volts, which is pretty regular from what I've heard. So that's pretty much it.
Another one from BRC. Do you think an apprentice should attend a seminar, or is it too advanced for them?
An apprentice should attend a seminar. That's a good question. I think so if you have the money for it. I wouldn't spend my last dime on that because I feel like there's other things you can spend the money that would advance you more at that beginning than going to a tattoo convention, or a tattoo seminar. So if you can do other things like online seminars might be cheaper and stuff like that, and you can have that online seminar now for years.
Yeah.
Whereas the other one will last you just for a couple days or whatever it is. I think the most important part of the seminars is not the actual seminars, is the actual people you're going to meet there.
The networking.
The networking. You go there, and now, the last seminar we did, 160 people. So now you got 159 people other than you that are in the same boat you are.
Yeah.
Everybody there wants to learn. Everybody there is willing to, give you their number and give you their Instagram, grab your Instagram, follow you back. Everybody, they're all trying to help each other out.
Yeah.
Nobody thinks they're bigger than the other one.
Yeah.
And that's a huge deal. So if you can go there with something that's not embarrassing, where you can like show them, be like, hey, this is what I do. You guys want to give me a follow? We'll follow you back. If you're good enough to show your stuff, then you're good enough to go to a seminar.
Yeah, and like no one ran away. I mean, we were all there for a long time, talking to everyone. I was even like sitting down in between the things to try to have like little private one-on-one sessions.
Me too.
Like, all right, what else?
I redrew tattoos of a bunch of people. They
that's
brought me
sick.
their stuff, and I'd be
Yeah.
like, "Oh, that's cool. Let me redraw this for you and show you how I would." do it."
Yeah.
And I would do it. While another seminar was going on, I was redrawing
cool.
them, and then
Yeah.
I would send them the video, the replay video.
Yeah.
And I would just like send it
That's
to them,
sick.
be like, here you go, boom,
Yeah.
fucking deal with that one. And then I would write stuff on the video, and then I would go back, so that way they got
Nice.
stuff written. So I did a lot of that, and gave my number out. A lot of these people got my numbers now, so they call me and they.
You're brave.
Yeah, dude. I don't answer my phone for anything. So, eventually you'll notice if you got my number, you'll be like, fuck this guy. Contacted him again. He'll answer.
You up?
Yeah. So, but yeah, no, I like it. I like talking to them and keeping in touch with them and seeing what they've done. So I think it's great, to do it.
We got one from Shadow Sombra. Do you travel light as as a tattoo artist? Do you just bring your machines and your ink?
I don't. I do not travel light. I got so much shit.
Bring it on.
Yeah,
Because
I
you're
bring
traveling in your home.
everything. I when I do a guest spot, I bring paper towels. I bring everything I'm going to use. I don't want, and honestly, usually, like I said, a lot of these places I'm going, they're my friends. All of my friends are like, I don't want to charge you. I want you to come here and have a good time.
Yeah.
Even when they do that, I always pay we always try to give something
Yeah.
to the shop, even percentage or something, to support them.
Nice.
But we also bring everything ourselves.
That's cool.
We
That's a
bring
good setup.
everything. I want to use one of your napkins. I don't want to use anything. I want you to, feel like it's cool that Gian comes here because he takes care of shit. I clean my station every day, make sure everything's nice. I take away the trash. I make it so that they don't have to do anything. And most of the time, my clients will come in. I'll bring in a client for myself, and since I'm tattooing this person, they'll bring in their friend or their wives or husbands to get tattooed by somebody else.
Yeah.
Nice.
So it brings money to the shop because I'm bringing clients that are not only getting tattooed by me, they're getting tattooed by your clients, by your artist over there at your shop. So it's always good for business. But going back to do I travel lightly? I don't. I bring everything. I got this huge lamp that I travel with. I've noticed that tattoo shops usually don't have an extra lamp for guest artists. So I got this beautiful, huge lamp. I got a really nice massage bed since, most tattoo shops don't have an extra massage bed. And I tattoo everybody in a massage bed. It doesn't matter what part of your body it is. So I travel with a bunch of shit.
You travel with your home, dog. Of course, everything's there.
Everything's in there, man. I mean, there's the only thing I can't travel with is like a station, stuff like that.
Yeah.
But even then, I got a little rolling thing. So I do.
Michael asked, "Are you using numbing cream when you're doing back-to-back sessions?"
I don't like to use it. I don't buy it personally. It's not my favorite. And the more that years passes by, I've been using it with clients. Like they'll bring it in, or they'll come in all wrapped up with this goop and shit all over them.
Doesn't work.
Yeah, I see it. I'm just like, that shit doesn't work for my style.
Yeah.
It's not that it makes the skin weird. I don't care about that. I feel like it's pretty much the same. I at least I don't notice it that much. It's only initially when I first take it off, it looks like shit.
Yeah.
Skin looks all fucking
Yeah.
weird. But then it gets back to normal like in 20 minutes.
Yeah.
So I tattoo him with that, but I always tell him, like, dude, that stuff is not going to work for me. I take forever to put the stencil on.
Yeah.
Like-
It'll wear off by the time we start.
By the time I start tattooing, it'll be like 3 hours from now.
Yeah.
Dude, that thing's gone. And now I feel like tattoos hurt so much worse when that stuff wears out.
Yeah.
And that's speaking from personal experience. I've used that stuff. And it's great while you're getting tattooed, but once it wears off and you still got a little piece left, it sucks.
You don't give your body any time to acclimate to the pain.
Yeah.
It's just like kind of hits you all
Yeah,
at
I always
once.
tell them, dude. Now I'm like, dude, don't use it. Like, if you need it, we'll buy the spray stuff and we'll
Yeah.
put it on, the next day, maybe part of the tattoo. But I don't think if you use it sparingly and you don't use it a lot, I don't think it's really fucking up your tattoo. Like a lot of people say, they're like, no, it really ruined my tattoo. No, I think it's using it and you're going over shit and now you're irritating and, it might heal
Like
back.
you're just fucking with the skin too much.
Yeah, it's all technique, I think, at that point. But because I've done plenty of tattoos with anesthesia, that numbing stuff,
yeah.
and it's great. It's
Yeah.
not a big deal at all, So depends, but I'd rather not use it. But yeah, I'll use it if the client's dying.
Yeah.
I'm like, let's use it.
Did Janny use it this time?
No.
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 Nice.
We really hit it with, being conscious in our approach.
Yeah.
like day one, we like sat down and Lahal and I were like, okay, we're just going to go for like 3 or 4 hours. We're going to get the most we can out of his like natural endorphins and that kind of stuff. When we took a break, we were filling him up with sugar, and things to electrolytes to like refill that. And then we go back in, we were doing soaks, every morning that he would come back in. When we hit an area, we tried to get done with it and not have to go back to it. So that was like very conscious because it was 4 days back
That's
to
another
back.
thing I do. Yeah.
Yeah.
It-
But he's
yeah.
done 7 back-to-back days.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Because I know he normally uses the
How do you
the
do that?
numbing cream.
Because you're healing by the 7th day when you
He's
first
healing
start.
now, man. He heals
Yeah.
quick. He was fucking
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah, yes.
literally
We did
shedding.
pictures the 5th day, and he was peeling. So we had to, like, gently get the dead skin off, lotion it. It was quite a process, but Lahal, the artist, he has a lot of experience doing literally, like, a week straight. So I was kind of
Wow.
relying on him, like, you're more versed in this. Walk me through it. And it was different from how I tattooed. Like, to be honest, usually I'll tattoo for an hour or two and then take a quick break, and then come back. He's like, no, we can't do that. Like, we have to just go straight for like 3 or 4 hours. Like, really get these natural endorphins to be used, get him in the meditative state. Even the things he was saying to the client, like, through it, he's like, hey, listen, buddy, like, we know this is going to hurt. Like, you're fighting the pain. Just accept it. Like, there's no way around it. And he would, like, kind of coach through, and you could see the client relaxing and just accepting, like, it's going to hurt. Like, stop fighting it. Like, you're going to spend so much energy fighting it. So I was like, it was cool for me to watch,
Yeah, you learn from these guys
Yeah.
so much. That's where we're going at. You
Yeah.
start doing stuff with people that do different things, and that rubs off on you.
Yeah.
You start doing different things, and it's cool. I think that 7 days, that sounds like something I would love to.
Yeah.
But
Because
that
he's in
sounds
France, and he gets
so
a lot
hard.
of the, like, U.S., so they'll just, like, come over and be like, I want to sleeve this week. And he's like, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Okay.
Yeah.
it's the way to go. I mean, if you know how to do this, it's a different way of tattooing.
Yes.
It's hard, and I'm new at it. You
Yeah.
know, I'm new at it. I've been doing it for a year.
Yeah.
I used to always hate it. And the funny thing is, years ago, maybe 5 years ago, I remember doing a back-to-back tattoo, and the next day when I saw the guy, it was so red, the tattoo,
Yeah.
and so irritated that I was like, oh, we can't do the session. And he had flown over, so he had to pay for this extra, flight or the hotel for an extra night. He couldn't get tattooed. I just felt like, I was like, I'm never doing that again. That shit doesn't work for my style.
Yes.
But it was just the way I was tattooed.
Sure.
It was not planning it. I didn't have enough practice to know that, that's actually the technique.
Right.
It's not the canvas. Right. So I'm getting way better at it now. And I'm not at that 3 day yet. 3 day,
Yeah,
I can
yeah.
go 3 days in a row, but I would love to get there.
Yeah.
Do big tattoos and finish them. That would be fucking cool.
Hell yeah. I know we're a little short on time, so we'll try to answer these quick as we can. Michael Miller asks, what was one of your most memorable tattoos that you did, or like the process of it? Was it something on the show or elsewhere?
I mean, I don't know. Yeah, I'm always thinking about the next one. I'm never thinking about whatever I did. So it's tough for me to remember. I think if I had to say something, it would be Ink Master last season, just because I had to do 2 back-to-back 12-hour days, and I've never done anything like that. And I had to do a whole back piece in 2 days.
Damn.
That's fucking
Up
wild.
to the butt, like I covered the butt
Yeah.
and up, because I think a back piece without the butt's not a back piece.
Yeah.
So I went from the butt up, and it was the toughest thing I've ever done.
Yeah.
And the worst thing was that when the client came out, they showed us, they were like, hey, these are your canvases. And my canvas came out, he didn't have any tattoos. He had only a tattoo here, maybe a small one in his leg, and that was it. And all the other guys had full chest piece,
Yeah.
full 2 sleeves, leg sleeves.
And there's a possibility of them tapping out, right?
Well, yeah, of course, mine. I was a huge possibility.
Yeah.
I was pissed when I saw him. I was like, look at all the other
Right, this is what you
canvas.
give me this one?
Yeah, and honestly, and not to diss this guy's really nice, but his back wasn't really straight. You know, it wasn't the straightest
scoliosis,
back.
eh?
Yeah, it was a little bit. It had a divot,
yeah.
you know, to it. So my stencil was gonna look weird on there. When I first saw him, I talked to the guy. I was like, all right, I'm going to be artist. All right, cool. This is what we're going to do. And the guy's like fucking shaking. He's so excited. I'm like, all right, cool. And I send him back. And then I just go off on the producers. I just start screaming at them. I'm going like, dude, you guys fucked me. You just literally right now, you fucked me. Like, I'm done. And she's like, oh, no, why? You know, she was like, what are you talking about? I'm like, yeah, you picked this guy. Like, he's got no tattoos. His back is crooked as fuck.
Yeah.
Like, you fucked me. And she's like, what do you want me to do? You want me to change your guy? I'll put another guy there. I'll be like, no. This guy is living the time of his life.
Yeah, you're going to make me ruin it?
Yeah, like this guy came here. He's shaking. He just in the finale, and he's getting a free fucking tattoo, you know, and you know, I was like, can't do that. No, I'm fucked. Like, this is the guy. And then the next day, I'm tattooing this fucking kid, right? I'm tattooing him. And it's like 6 hours into it. And I'm like, this guy's doing pretty good. You know, I was like, hey. So I tell him, like, hey, man, you're actually doing better than I expected you to do. You're doing pretty good. He was like, I know. I heard everything. I was behind. I was behind the stage. I was
Oh my God, how did you feel?
I heard you call me Quasimodo, dog.
I heard you say my back was crooked. I was like, I'm so sorry.
You go back to the
man.
producers. You fucked me again.
Were you so embarrassed?
I'm still embarrassed. I get red every time I think about it. So,
I wasn't talking about you, man.
Did you guys patch it up?
yeah, well, of course, the guy was doing pretty good. I was like, I'm so sorry, dude. I'm just trying to look after myself. You know, this is a competition. He's like, no, I get it. But, you know, what's fucked up is the guy didn't fucking make it all the way to the end. He quit 2 hours before my deadline. I really needed those 2 hours. And
Now I can talk shit in front of you, dog.
so, yeah, so I was like, yeah.
Looks
no
like I
matter.
was right.
Yeah, man. I was right, man. I could see him. I was like, "You're not gonna make this." And,
Honestly, that probably bought you a couple hours, bro.
yeah.
Like, I'm not
Dude,
gonna say
he
shit.
was. I'm not kidding. He was throwing up in my trash can, and I kept tattooing his on the middle of his butt, like the toxins right there.
Yeah, that's a
I
shit.
was
smell gets
tattooing
me.
while he was throwing up. It was and I was kept tattooing, dude.
Stop moving.
Oh, dude, it was so bad. He was shaking. Like, they took him out in an ambulance. Like, it was
Jesus.
Dude, I'm so excited. Fuck that guy, bro. That guy fucking sucks.
Yeah, it was literally
Bro,
like
what do you
that.
think he looked like behind the fucking...
Oh,
my dream.
He's looking in the mirror like, is my back
crooked? It's so terrible, man. Especially he's next to all the other guys too, and I'm talking shit about him. It was so
Did any of the
bad.
other artists talk shit about their kids?
No. They all were like, "Damn, you guys terrible."
Yeah.
You're
So not only
fucked.
they listen to you,
Yeah, they saw
all the
they
other
heard everybody
artists
else say
like,
it.
that guy fucking
Oh,
sucks.
dude, you got fucked.
He's back there like, you got to start somewhere. My
Dude,
back.
so bad, man. But yeah, that was the most memorable tattoo I've ever had. I mean, I won't forget that.
All right. We got another one
One
about
more, one
yeah, one more. Hold on, let me make it a good one. Let me see.
That was a great story.
Yeah, it
That
was
was really good.
crazy.
You should
dude.
start all your podcasts with that
With that
story.
story.
Yeah.
Oh, this
Let
one
me tell you about
time,
my most
anytime.
memorable tattoo.
Well, honestly, we only have one more. What do you think about anesthesia tattoos?
Oh, that's a great question, actually. It's actually my favorite question you've asked me.
Nice.
Especially because me and my wife and two other anesthesiologists, we own a anesthesia tattoo shop.
Nice.
So we made this, we all got together and we designed it's basically an operation room, like ER room. And it's got everything we need to do anesthesia on it. So we've been doing it, and we love doing it. I do love doing it. I think it's great. It's new. It's different. You know, I know it sounds crazy, but I've
Where is
always
it?
wanted to do it.
Where is it?
We have it in New Hampshire.
Okay, cool.
We got it in New Hampshire. It's beautiful. I mean, this place is I've had doctors tell me like this is nicer than the ER room we use at the hospital.
Yeah.
So we got everything we need for it. And the guys we work with are great. They're amazing anesthesiologists. They do great work. They've been doing it for over 10 years. They've never had a problem doing it in 10 years. So
Yeah.
it's amazing. I think it's great. I think it's something different. It's not for everybody.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like it's our main clients are people that have so much money that it's not worth it for them to take 6 sessions and do a back piece and have to travel each time for 6 different sessions. It just doesn't work out for them. These guys are making, I don't know, $100,000 a day, and going out and not working for 6 days, that's $600,000, you know? So that's too expensive for them to do it.
Yeah.
So it's cheaper for them to say, hey, you know what? Let's do an anesthesia and let's do it all in one day. And now we take care of everything. We book the appointments. We book the client, the artist. We fly them over there. We make sure they're there on time. So we do all this whole.
Is there
huge
like
thing.
a flat rate or the pricing's different?
Well, I mean, it's usually, and I tell this to everybody because it really depends on what you want to do.
Yeah.
Usually now we're doing back-to-back days,
Yeah.
which is a new thing too. So we do 2 6-hour days. We could go up to like 8 hours, but we usually keep it in 6 hours, 2 6-hour days, and we can get a lot of work done.
Yeah.
But yeah, what was your question you said?
Pricing.
Oh, the pricing. Yeah, so it starts off like 30,000
Yeah.
and goes up from there.
And is it like per day, per artist, or there's a lot of factors?
Yeah, there's a lot of factors.
Yeah.
Artists they're all different prices, and we don't keep any money from the artists. That's
So you
the
got to
way we do
gather
it.
all the day rates
Yeah,
from the
everybody
artist.
gives their own
Right.
price, and we just pass it over to the client, and we go like this.
So they get to
artist
pick
costs
their
this.
artists?
They get to pick their
So
artist.
you have like a roster, and you're like, that one.
We
that
got
one,
a
that one.
huge roster with
Yeah.
almost some of my favorite artists are there. So you can pick whoever you want to get tattooed by, and we'll book everything for you.
Nice.
And we also do without anesthesia.
Yeah.
You know, so you want to get a cool collaboration back piece, we do that for you.
Yeah.
You know, we got a
like
bunch. Just
that,
go on our webpage, sedationlounge.com. Just go on there on our webpage, and all the information's there. And you can pick literally all the artists in the webpage
Yeah,
and
yeah.
do the booking right there. And we take care of everything. And a lot of people ask, isn't it dangerous? You know, can't you die for anesthesia? I mean, you could. And you can die from almost anything.
You can die from eating lettuce.
Yeah, exactly. You know, but it's very rare. And there's one thing the anesthesiologists like to say, and I've always remembered that, is that it's like going outside. Can you get hit by lightning? Yeah, it can totally happen. 100% can happen. Is it rare? It is. It's very rare for it to happen. So that's something that I think, you know, people should know, especially the way we do it. These guys they worked in ERs for a long time. They know
Best of the
exactly what
best.
they're doing. I think they're the best of the best, and they're amazing, very professional, and it's great. I mean, it's awesome tattooing a person while they're sleeping. You can really go fast. Their
What if you have
muscles
to
are
like change
relaxed.
their position?
You move them.
Okay.
Yeah, we
That's
move
fine.
them. We got 2
Like
guys
put
there.
like sheets under and like.
Well, our
Just
chair,
dead weight.
yeah, our bed is very nice. We got a very the bed we got is $15,000 bed.
Yeah.
It's a very nice bed. It literally moves sideways. It'll do any side however you want them. So
Yeah.
we were just doing 2 ribs the other day,
Nice.
and both artists were tattooing at the same time ribs.
Oh, wow.
it was just crazy. You know, we put some.
What's it like when they wake up?
No, man.
9, 10.
That's the first question we get asked, the most popular one. And honestly, all of the anesthesia clients we've had, I've always taught them personally, right after they wake up. I talk to them right there and then, and the next day. I always talk to them the next day and ask them.
We misspelled something. We're gonna put you back on.
How do you guys wake him up? Like, good morning.
Hey, got good
Kisses on the
music back
forehead.
here.
Tickle, tickle.
Were you inspired after that guy in Ink Master to do it? No, I'm going to really invest in some anesthesia.
No, these guys wake up and they're like, they can't believe they got tattooed.
Nice.
They're just touching it. They're like, I can't even feel it.
Right, you're like, stop touching it.
Yeah, stop touching it. No, they really, it really is amazing how the next day they'll be like, dude, it feels almost like I got like a sunburn.
Yeah.
Like, not bad.
It feels
at
like a
all.
tattoo,
'cause a
so
lot
it's
of
not
people-
like.
bro. Even
Yeah.
Danny, who did 4 back-to-back days, at the end, he's like, yeah, it doesn't like hurt right now.
Yeah.
He's like, it hurts when you're digging in it.
Yeah.
But so I would imagine it's somewhat similar. You're like, okay, yeah, it feels like I know that it's there, but it's not. It's not excruciating.
Yeah, but imagine tensing yourself for 4 days in a row
Yeah.
for hours.
Yeah.
You know, your muscles start hurting. You start
Yeah.
getting tired. You're mentally
Clenching.
exhausted by the end of it. You know, these guys, they went to sleep and they just closed their eyes. They opened them and it was all done.
Yeah.
That's exactly how it feels. Every time they wake up, they're like, dude, I can't. What? Are we done? And they're like,
5 more minutes.
yeah, they're like, yeah, they just woke up. It felt like time went like seconds by.
Yeah.
Like they slept for an hour, and I've never gotten it done. But every
Are
time,
you going to?
every
Just
time,
have them put you under.
Every time they wake up, I'm like, damn, I'm so jealous right now.
We've been working this whole time. Give me some of that.
They're great, man, and it's fun. It's very different tattooing a person when their muscles are so relaxed. That's an unexplainable feeling.
Yeah.
Because you're always tattooing somebody while they're kind of tensing up, and in this case, their muscles are so like relaxed. Everything's so chill there. That's great.
Yeah.
I think it's one of the funnest things is tattooing under anesthesia. It's very fun, just very relaxing,
Yeah.
and it's great. I think I don't know if it's gonna be the future of tattooing. I don't think so because it'll never be something that's super inexpensive.
Yeah, like a
Yeah.
portable.
No, it will never be. It's something that's.
How often are you doing them?
So right now we do probably one every 2 months.
Yeah.
We do one. We've been doing it for a couple of years now almost. So yeah. Yeah, we do it. We do it often. It's I wish it was more, but it's hard to find clients like that.
Yeah.
It's not easy. It's not easy.
Do you
And-
guys ever film any of the sessions so people can see them online? Because I feel like
Yeah.
a lot of people YouTube it.
But that's another thing. A lot of these people don't want to get filmed.
Yeah.
Yeah, of
These
course.
guys are, popular. They're online. They're doing their stuff, and they don't want other people to know they got an anesthesia tattoo.
Yeah.
So
Can I hide my face?
yeah, a lot of them. So that's the thing. But yeah, I'm into it. I've always wanted to do it since I started tattooing. I've always said like, hey, can we do like anesthesia tattoos? Is that a thing? And they used to always tell me, no, that's illegal. You can't do it.
Yeah.
So I didn't think it was an option. So I think it's
frontier.
great.
Nice. Great questions, Amy.
Yes, we could do a whole podcast on that. Maybe we'll revisit that sometime. The
Yeah.
anesthesia.
We'll have Cam do it.
Yeah,
That's right.
yeah.
We'll
My
get-
wife.
We'll get rid of Cam.
My wife knows. She's the one that runs
Nice.
the whole thing, and we all are involved in it.
Yeah.
but she is the one that really talks to clients and does all that stuff. And
Sure.
she's really into it.
Very cool. Very cool.
Yeah,
Well, dude, thank you so much for coming
Thank you,
on.
guys.
This is
Yeah, it
super
was a
fun.
blast.
yeah, this is
since,
fun.
Since Cam's here, I'm gonna let Cam take us out. It's a special occasion that we don't always have the gift of Cam's company.
Gian, thanks again for joining us, dude. Awesome having you here.
Thank
Awesome
you.
talking. Thank you guys for tuning in, and we'll catch you next week.